and it would not be taking too long of your time. I just want to quickly give an analysis of the picture of how things stand right now towards 2023. It's been a long time here, and thank you. Welcome for joining. I'll put the link in the comment section for anyone who wishes to join the live convo. Let me start by explaining that 2023 is almost here, and there are two major contenders, Atiku and Tinubu. Now, there is this constant wave. Some of you already know what the wave is. There is a wave controlling the third force. Now, that wave is the person of Mr. Peter Obi. And I'll explain what the situation is right now. You see, the two major contenders in this particular contest, APC and PDP, they have their own trappings and things they're already working out to see how they can win. Of course, who is not contesting to win. Now, but my here is the wave. Now, let me explain the wave to you. This is what happens with the wave. There is always this constant momentum, constant energy that is always looking for any momentum or any stimulus that will capture it, any stimulus that will attract it or trigger it. And once that wave follows, that's it. I give instances. The wave exists in sports, the wave exists in entertainment, it exists in politics, it exists in every field, professional fields, in careers. The wave exists. It's natural, it's just like a natural force. That wave is a natural force. Whenever the wave follows a particular person or a particular phenomenon, that phenomenon catches fire instantly and it takes a shape and a direction. Now, that wave is hardly controlled by any single person. It is only when the person who the wave favors knows how to regulate or coordinate himself that the wave favors them throughout. I give instance in entertainment. If you follow Big Brother Nigeria very well, there was a wave that followed this guy, if a worry boy. Aha. That's based on logistics guy. When that wave followed him, when that wave followed if a worry boy, he was surprised. He was like an inmate in prison, and the wave was working for him outside. You know, once that motion was set rolling, that process was started. That wave picked interest or found one person and started person. If it had no financial muscle personally, so I've been able to carry that favor or one particular contest or reality show. But that wave picked him, followed him, and that was it. He was surprised, he was shocked. The same thing happened even to Lecon doing his own time too, and so on and so forth. Now, I come to politics. You see, in politics, there are some constant forces, like particular election. The constant forces are Atiku and Tinubu. Those are the constant forces we have in this election because they have always been there contesting and all. But there is the wave that has been waiting. Another characteristic of the wave is that it is always waiting to see what is new, what is different, or a kind of contrast that you can use. In Nigeria, there is a waiting, gathering momentum of people who have been cheated over the years, people who have been marginalized over the years, people who have been cheated, who are angry and sidelined. That wave is with them. Now, that wave found Peter Obi. Now, Peter Obi is currently enjoying that wave. For you to know that Peter Obi has no control of such wave, he is being careful. If he manages, for instance, to say, oh, according to game plan and according to chart and all that, my leader, I hereby step. If he tries it to step down for Atiku, if that wave turns against him instantly, he will find himself he will go into eternal ignominy, eternal shame, eternal condemn. He will, in fact, he will be in a shame forever. That's the way the wave is. So that wave favors him. That's why he's being careful not to talk anyhow. Peter Obi is being careful not to make mistake anyhow. Yeah, that's the wave. The wave is right with on the back of Mr. Obi. He just chose Obi. And that is the wave of people who have been sidelined over the years, who are angry and all that. The only prayer is Peter Obi should not feel the wave or should not misuse the wave. But let me also tell you, meanwhile, that wave is not always right, too. That wave is not, it happened before. I'll give you an instance. In 2015, that wave was looking for any contrast. People were tired of APC and they were tired of PDP misrule. That wave chose the contrast, which at that time was Buhari. Oh, the rest is history now. We all know the outcome. Okay, we all know the outcome right now. So that wave chose Buhari at the time. The wave was not necessarily right. And I'll go back to the example I give in entertainment. The wave does not necessarily care about what the outcome will be. It's not necessary. The wave just wants to go in a direction. I can see somebody joining already. I'll bring you in. Don't worry. Just hang on there. Just a few seconds, please. Now, after if a worry boy won that contest, it was beyond him. Whatever happened to his career afterwards, I've not been hearing from or about him since then, though. I don't know. Maybe he's now washing plates in a restaurant or selling some. I don't know. But all I do know is that the wave, nobody goes against that wave. The wave always has its own point, its own end point. Now, Atiku and Tinubu are now struggling to capture that. I don't know if anybody is following this too. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm talking about. It's a natural force. Whenever there is a season, whether political season, entertainment season, sports season, whatever season, there's always a force, a natural force loaded within it that can follow any direction at any time. In this political season, that force, that wave is with Peter Obi. But it does not necessarily mean the wave is right. But that is just what it is. Now, Atiku and Tinubu understand this game very well. Even though they are the constant factors, that wave is a coefficient that can either make or either of these two factors. So if constant at Tinubu will win, will depend on this coefficient, this wave. Now, the two of them are going to catch the wave. If you notice, they are all still struggling to go and meet Wiki, meet this, meet that. And the game is just about to unfold. Let me allow the first Prince. I hope I can hear you very well.
Uh, Good morning, Shagun. How are you?
I'm coping.
I just come back
I'm
from
coping in Nigeria.
yeah, I just come back from work. That is why. So I just come back right now. I always follow you up in all your program. I think you are telling the truth, and I agree with what you said. You understand? Everything that
Hmm.
is going on is with. Right now is Peter Obi turn. If Peter Obi really managed the situation very well, even though he did not win right this particular one, I'm not saying he cannot win. You understand? There
Hmm.
is there is a tendency for him to win if the guys do the same thing that they do during the NSIS protests. You understand? If the Nigeria youth gather themselves very well, you understand? So there is hope for Peter Obi. And despite of that, I
Excuse me,
think
sir. Is the hope for him or for the people? Because I'm always careful discussing
the hope
politicians.
is no. The hope is for him
Because
and for
sorry, let,
you know
let me
our
just let me
hope
just say one thing,
is
sir.
no. Go ahead.
Just one thing, sir.
Go ahead.
Did you know that politicians don't ever lose in elections?
If
It's
they do not sell their concept, they will lose.
They
If
don't
they don't
lose.
sell out
And
their
let
concept,
me explain, sir.
they lose.
Let me explain. They always compensate one another at the end of the election season. They know how to call themselves together that say, "Oh, you tried, you did." They apportion, they give positions, businesses, contracts, and all that to keep themselves going until next election. It's about the people I am interested in. Peter Obi will never lose, even if he doesn't come fourth or fifth. They will still call him to table. Anybody that becomes a force in any election, they call them to table. Peter Obi will not lose. He may not get victory as per election, but even if he does not become the president, he has still not lost. It is about it's about the people I'm interested. No politician loses. No politician loses. Peter Obi, whether ever since he left as governor, he hasn't left politics. He still served under Jonathan. He has never left politics. They still call, even Tinubu Atiku recognized, reckoned with him and still called him to be his running mate in 2019. Politicians don't lose. Please carry on. I just wanted you to know that. Let's be conscious about people. What is there for people?
I think what I'm trying to say is that the hope of masses, you understand, is still based on
Yes,
all those politicians. You understand?
exactly,
If the masses
exactly.
put the right person in the powers, that is how they can be able to achieve their goals. For instance, let me tell you something. If Nigeria is good today, what am I doing? What am I doing in abroad? I'm
Hmm.
telling you the truth. The only
Hmm.
time that I think I really enjoy myself, when I know that I really enjoy myself as a human being, is when I'm in Nigeria.
Hmm.
Anytime I'm thinking coming back to America, I'm telling you, internally I'm sick.
Hmm.
Although we have everything that will make you happy, we have everything, but everything you pay for it. You work
Hmm.
yourself. See, as I'm sweating right now. I just came back from work. You work yourself out for you to get the normal life. But in
Hmm.
Nigeria, with little things that you have, you're on top of the game. You understand?
Hmm.
So what am I trying to say in essence is that if Obi really play his game very well, I really like him, the way he talk, the way he responds to people. I really, really love him. I love Obi. I love Ure. You understand? Those are my guy. You understand?
Okay.
Those are my guys that I really have in mind. I don't care. The one of the worst mistake I ever did in my life Is when Buhari wanted to come in the power, I have to send money to my village so that they will vote for Buhari. I don't know. I was one of the problem that is in Nigeria because I have to send money
You are
from
not
here.
a problem. No, actually, no,
The
no.
problem, I regret it. Honestly, I regret it.
It's exactly
It's one
it's
of the
exactly the same thing we are talking about now. You see, it's exactly the same thing that I just said. That
yeah.
time in 2015, Wave favored Buhari. Unfortunately, it's all story today. Unfortunately, people regretted following that. Exactly. These are humans, politicians especially. You really can't. But of course, there's nothing wrong in making a choice. All right, it's
You
fundamental
can still
right
depends on some of them. You can still depends on some of them. For
to.
instance, if Sowore is there, I'm telling you, I can beat my chest on you that we can depend on Sowore. You understand the way he talks. The only problem that I'm having with Sowore is just little things. Sometimes when those people do good, you appreciate them that this is exactly what we want. It's not that you just going to be go engage them all the time. That is only issue that I'm having with Sowore. You understand? Still, no
Mm.
matter what, I and Sowore, that's why that we come from the same region. He's still my guy.
Well, let me just ask if Peter Obi doesn't win in we are just discussing the odds now. If get
Yeah.
to win in 20 and Shore doesn't also get to win, it's an assumption. It's not in conclusion. Statement of conclusion.
Mhm.
Doesn't get to win in 2023. Who else would you prefer that at least the lesser evil? That's what we do in Nigeria. We just do with the lesser evil.
Uh, I would prefer if those two people did not win. I would prefer Tinubu, but I don't think this one thing we have to be very very careful. Tinubu be in that particular. We are on social media. Tinubu is like on death. Is going to sit on a death trap. I'm telling you the truth.
Hmm.
They know
Seeing it
that
as left right.
Tinubu. Yes, if Tinubu get to that particular place, is sitting on a death trap.
Hmm.
Is sitting on a death trap.
Let me ask you one question. People have different perspectives to this thing. Your perspective may be from the position of oppressed masses who feels things have never favored you as not non-member of the political empire. But there are people who feel it is because he has built people. He had been governor. He demonstrated this and that during his time. Just like people are also saying Peter Obi also demonstrated uh, administrative skill and character when he was governor in Anambra State. Everybody will always have their own sides. Now, do you not also think that if he has labored for it, he should also
He
take
don't,
it? Or
he don't labor for shit. He don't labor for nothing. He's going there to
okay,
enrich himself. I'm telling you the truth. He's going there to
is he
enrich
not already?
himself.
Is he not already rich?
No, he don't labor for nothing. He's working free. He's not working free. He was got paid for what he was doing. So what is labor? He doesn't labor for no, no, no. That is a wrong statement. It is not labor for nothing. If, for instance,
Okay.
if I'm working under you and you are paying me, you understand. So it's
Hmm.
not I'm not it's not a labor. I'm get paid for what I'm doing. So he get paid when he was in office. It's not labor for nothing. If
But
his
if
labor is going to
he
be
got he got
is going to be,
paid, he
hold
got
on,
paid, and he
Sheldon.
was still
No, no, if
okay.
his labor is going to be a free something, it's going to do that on free. So it's not doing it free, it's got to pay for it. So it's not labor for nothing. It's labor for his pocket. You
Okay,
understand?
but he's
So I
content.
don't see
He's
that as a
working
labor.
hard. He's working to become president. At least he's working for it. Is I mean, nobody will become president accidentally because even the one that happened in the past, people still regretted it. Accidental precedent versus the ones that worked for it. Should somebody work for something and not be allowed to get it? He's working for it.
It's when if he have it, good luck. Good luck. I will congratulate him. If you don't get it, the same thing, good luck. But I don't want to hear the word that is he works a lot.
He
He
works
works for
for
a
it.
lot for what? No, he worked for it. He achieved a lot of all part of half of Lagos was belong to Tinubu. I saw something on a punch that they measured something on at Avabita or something like that. He owned 150
Yeah.
the internal revenue 150 billions going to
Hmm.
Tinubu's pocket from the Lagos state. So are you going to tell me is free? Is doing that for free? No, no.
Okay.
For
Well,
instance, let me
Pluto,
tell you something.
are you
Where I am,
okay?
hmm?
No,
Where
go
I
ahead.
am, I'm telling you the truth. I don't. The mayor of my place, I don't even know who is my mayor. If you tell me who is the governor of my where I am right now, I don't think I even know the name of my governor because
Hmm.
everything was perfect, everything was okay. So why did I need to know the name of my mayor or my governor? For what? I don't need it.
You see, you see. Well,
I don't need it.
Pluto.
For what?
Hi.
Yes, I mean, I know you also have a little contribution to this.
Yeah, I think, like you always say, there's this mentality. We have some people that they operate with the real intelligence, and we have some
Hmm.
people that they operate with the intelligence that is given to them. But they wouldn't know. They
Hmm.
wouldn't know. They just follow. You understand?
Hmm.
So that's why the
Hmm.
dynamics keeps changing. It keeps
Hmm.
changing. Like as at the time when people, wanted Jonathan out. Honestly
Hmm.
speaking, he was supposed to go out, honestly speaking,
Hmm.
because he has tried his bit. No discrediting there. He has tried his bit, but there were a lot of lapses that were obvious to everyone. So the
Hmm.
fact that Buhari didn't work out the way people wanted or expected it does not give justification to Goodluck Jonathan. You
Absolutely.
understand? So
Absolutely.
as Nigerians, we have been choosing between the lesser evil. You understand?
Hmm. Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
when you address the public, you as a person have always watched your show. You've been able to differentiate between the people who have the real intelligence. You understand? And the people that it's even difficult to help them. It's very
Hmm.
difficult because
Hmm.
when you try to paint it out, it seems as if you are like the alien. Like this one is not
Hmm.
possible in Nigeria,
Enemy.
my guy.
Hmm.
Yes, you are like the enemy. It's like you don't know what you're doing.
Hmm.
People don't know when to
Hmm.
sacrifice, what to sacrifice, and why to sacrifice. Do you understand? People
Hmm.
just want to ride on this sentiment, all these, you understand?
Hmm.
Like I do say,
Hmm.
no one is a saint. Like all the people contesting now, including myself, I'm not a saint. But
Hmm.
if we have the consciousness to make the system difficult to fiddle with,
Hmm.
anybody that comes in will be like a saint, just like a thief walking into a premises, like where there is security cameras around, and he's aware that people are watching, that he couldn't lift a pin without anybody knowing. This person will spend 4 years in that vicinity as a saint. You understand? So the
Hmm.
situation is that before a crime or corruption can happen, two things must be in place. Two things. Number one, there must be access, you understand, and awareness that there's a particular value or money somewhere. Number two, there must be the opportunity to steal and with a little bit of assurance that nobody will know. Or at least
Impunity.
the people that will loud it and make it look like a big crime and they are capable of punishing you, they will not be able to know. You understand?
Hmm.
Some people might know and they have no power to punish you. You understand? So those two conditions, like you are aware that there's a resource here, and number two, you can take it and you can take it without anybody being able to reach you. So if we
Hmm.
can design our system such that we can take those two conditions away, anybody can run in the office. Anybody. You
That's true.
understand? But when you see the
Hmm.
way I'm talking now, if I'm to be talking on the street, I will mind my words because I've learned something also. I try to check people that I'm speaking with.
Hmm. Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
some words that you need to watch it. There's some solution you offer and you sound like you are crazy.
Hmm.
You understand? So that's just the scenario. I think we are battling with fundamental problems. I'm telling you, for
Hmm.
a problem that you don't need PhD to solve. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
we are battling with fundamental problems. But when you provide the solution, some people believe things cannot change.
Hmm.
I don't know. No, I don't know. Maybe you understand. But for
Absolutely.
me, as a person, many things has changed. There was a time, I don't know, maybe I can mention the name of drinks on your show. There was a time I was taking a particular
Right.
orange drink. It looks orange. I so much like it. But at a point in time, I tried the other brown one and I discovered that I think this brown one suits me better. And I switched over. You understand? So I used
Hmm.
to look at it. I used to look at this brown drink as if I didn't like it. But you have
Hmm.
to embrace change, you have to try new things, and you have to be willing to sacrifice. Let me tell you something. Some
Hmm.
people don't believe that there will be need for sacrifice before Nigeria moves from this particular point to that point in our dreams. Some people don't
Hmm.
know that everybody needs to pay something. Whatever you are enjoying today, somebody
Hmm.
labored for it.
Absolutely.
That's my belief. There is nothing free. Nothing is free. So if we want to change the system, we should also be willing, like the money they distribute during the election process. How many people are willing not to take it? You understand?
Hmm.
I was having a conversation maybe 2015 in a bus. I was telling those people, they were saying people are difficult to control. It is difficult to control human beings. I was laughing at them. I said, once you have the right bait, human beings are the easiest to control.
Absolutely.
All you need to
Absolutely.
have that thing that they crave. You understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
So the
Absolutely.
same thing, people clamoring for Yoruba nation, they want to win people over by talking senses into them. Please, you
Hmm.
need to add to your strategies. You will need to talk senses and you need to give people what people crave. If you
Hmm.
want to stand by just talking, increase the intelligence of people, increase their awareness, and you are not able to do some incentives, my brother, it will not work. I've tried it before.
Hmm.
You will
Hmm.
preach, saliva will dry out from your mouth.
Hmm.
You
I took
understand? You need to
something
have,
from there. If you don't have the right bait, no matter how intelligent you
yeah,
are, you will not have people on your side. I picked
you
something.
will
If you
not have
don't
people
have
on
the
your
right,
side.
even and it reminded me of Jesus Christ. He was preaching to multitude, and when he noticed that they were already dozing off and tired, he noticed they were hungry. He quickly asked
Okay,
somebody to go and get him loaf of fish and bread, loaves of bread and
okay,
fish. So it was what he then
okay,
multiplied, and after feeding them, he was
okay.
able to win food. I understand you.
Yes,
People
yes,
need the
yes.
right bait, yeah. And since this
You
point of
need to
landing,
use it.
eh,
They understand
and
it.
Nigerians are
They work
hungry.
with it.
Nigerians are the
No
multitude.
matter how sweet, no matter how sweet your ideas are, no matter how intelligent your ideas are, my brother,
It's just
you
for the
need to have the
moment.
right magic wand.
Mhm.
You need that magic wand. Without the magic wand, you won't move people. People will just be laughing at you. Hey, guy, you know what you're saying. It's a brilliant idea, but it's like it's not going to work.
Unfortunately, sorry.
There's something. Let me give you an instance. Let me give you an instance. Let me give
We-
you an instance. There's some of us, there's some of us that we want to, hold on to our conscience that will not take money for voting. But look, you are not taking money and you are
yes,
trying to do the right thing. But you have the vast
yes,
majority taking money.
yes.
They will get the money. And all of us, including you that was trying to stand out, you will bear the consequences of the choice. Why wouldn't you just take the money to and wait for them to be ready? You know, you will just be the only one, or a few people will just be the one
Will
taking
they
the
ever be
pain,
ready?
suffering themselves. That's a big question. That's a big question.
Will they ever
You
be ready?
understand?
Yeah.
I'm telling you practical examples. You will be the
Mm.
only one. You don't, only your dress will be tearing behind, and they don't
Mm.
send you. All of you, all of us, we are bearing the crunches now. Like the way dollar and naira are fighting now, it's affecting every one of us. You understand?
Well,
But let
Pluto,
us go to the
you think?
polls.
Who do you think, for instance, can rescue this situation in
It's
2023?
it's only affecting the poor. It's not affecting the riches.
When you
No,
exchange
the
your
rich people out
naira to
there.
dollar, it affects you.
They're
It
not.
affects you in
You
a way.
think it's
In a
affecting
way, at
politicians?
least.
The rich,
You know,
the rich
okay,
people are
let
the
me
ones who
let
actually
me
hold the
let me say
dollars.
something.
Of
You
course.
know something. You asked me a question. I will answer the question,
Yes.
but I just want to address this case
Okay.
of you saying the rich are not feeling it. You see, there are levels in life. We have levels where we are struggling. We have level where we get to comfort zone, that line when you are comfortable. After comfort, you now enter into luxury. You understand? Some people, some
Mm.
rich people now, they have dropped from luxury to comfort.
Mm.
Some people have dropped from comfort to struggling, and some people have dropped from struggling to poverty. It is you that might not know. They have
That is still
everybody is
not
feeling it.
suffering.
As long as you are spending the naira, Nigeria is import dependent nation. Everything you buy, you need to exchange. Even the fuel you put in your car, you think you are using naira to buy it. My brother,
No,
somebody bought it with dollars on your behalf, so you have to pay the exchange rate. I'm telling you, your car, everything.
absolutely.
So it affects them in a way. People that could afford Lamborghini before may not be able to afford it again. They might need to, come down to maybe go for Porsche or something. You understand? It affects everybody. Now you are asking me, who do I think could fix the situation? Am I right? Is that your
Yeah.
question?
Yes.
Okay. It's not a question of who, it's a set of people. I'm telling you, it's not who, it's a group of people. And believe me, those group of persons, they are majorly in the diaspora. Because if you are going
Mm.
to make a tangible change, first of all, your thinking must be on the same level with the world standard, with the 21st century person and development. And we have the majority of people that are in that category, they are in the diaspora. That's one. Then number two, there have to be set of people that are free from hunger. People that is not a question of what they want to eat. People that you cannot bait. People that they are not
Mm.
craving for, you understand? People that have seen it all. People that have seen it all. They are just fighting for maybe a legacy, a future, or something they want to do for their generation. You see, people that fall into that category, some of them are in Nigeria. Don't. It's not absolutely
I
those
understand
in
you.
diaspora,
Yeah.
but I will tell you, it's majorly those in diaspora. They are exposed to the civilized world. They are exposed to a working system. They are a product of a working system. You understand? And they are not suffering from poverty. You cannot really bait them. Look at Elon Musk now. He can throw money into any project without blinking. It does not stop his money. It does not change him from being a billionaire. You understand? So we need people that are higher up, of high intelligence. These are these people that can guide Nigeria and fix it. I'm telling you. And we need a large number of them. Like the number of our people in diaspora, they are increasing. So the more people we have from that end, you understand, people that have seen it all and they have a fire burning inside of them to fix the home country. And when I see things happening in diaspora that makes our people uncomfortable abroad, I'm happy, I love it. Those are the things
Mm.
that is pushing them back to looking at Nigeria as if they want to contribute. Majority of those people, when they cross the border, they said goodbye. There's a video
Mm.
going around recently. A guy just crossed the border and he landed in
From
the airport
Ekiti.
and he was rolling on the floor. He was shouting, I've
That he has
escaped,
escaped.
I've escaped, I've escaped. You understand? But
And I
sometimes when I see those things, the weeping them, it's not that I'm happy, But I believe those things has a function in liberating Nigeria.
Can
They
I
should
ask?
not be too comfortable.
Can I ask?
You understand?
Can I ask Pluto a question? Because I live in the diaspora.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Jani.
Okay.
Right.
So let me ask you a question. So, like you said, I am more exposed to things that because sometimes I see things here and my mind always goes back to, because my home is my home at the end of the day. I always like, man, why can't we have this back home? So I get what you're saying. We discussed that here extensively, but here's the problem, and it's twofold. Running for office, people back home still have to vote for you. So even though my own mindset is the way you think it should be, I still need people back home to vote with that same belief as well. So it's not
Absolutely.
unless somebody like you runs for Nigeria and then appoints me to be in house to run things. But the heavy lifting part of it, where you will win those elections, still has to boil on people like Pluto that very knowledgeable. That will now say, okay, Ajanio, I know you are a doctor somewhere. Come and manage this place for me with your expertise. So the heavy lifting still has to burn on the more exposed Nigerians living in Nigeria. That way, when I come
Absolutely.
in, you give me guarantees. Because let me give you an example now. Let's say there was a time OBJ did something when he first came in. He went around the world, right? And he asked countries and said, "I want your best people that are Nigerians." And so some people declined, right? Some people said yes, and they came home. If you remember during his administration, there were a lot of people that were trained abroad that worked with him during his first time in office.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
the reason they came home was because the man that brought them home gave them that guy that they can do what they want without having those blowbacks. What they contact, it gave them that assurance. So the heavy lifting has to be done by people like you. But I'm saying that we don't have enough people like you right now on ground. Because if you have to be people like me to come around for office, look at Showina, Ade was typing in the private chat. I have come to that hard part that when it comes to political offices, it cannot be people from diaspora. Discussing maybe actual running of those positions, like technocrats, will be we in diaspora. Or when it comes to the policy formation, like the political offices, it has to be like people like you that are more exposed, that would not be suited with bribes and those kind of backhand deals. So we need people like you to do the heavy lifting before people like me can come home to help out. Is what I'm saying. So it's a collaborative effort, but you have to do the heavy lifting stuff. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right in a way.
Because
Yes, but
should
wait,
have been.
did you also notice that? Did you also notice that even with the Yoruba Nation and Biafra agitation, that the agitation actually started from abroad, was pushed majorly by people in diaspora. Even if you
Yes,
notice,
yes, yes.
Radio Biafra, started from Barikano abroad. Those who started promoting the Yoruba Nation
Shegun,
agitation also
because
started from
Shegun,
it.
do you
From
know why? Do you know why? Do you know why, Pluto? Do you know why?
yeah,
We
Why?
have so many ideas in our heads. You will not believe when we sit down here and discuss the kind of opportunities we see in that country. It's amazing the kind of the things we can do with what we know here. It's I'm discussing billions of dollars. I'm discussing here that we can do, but until we get people like you that can say, Ajanio, you have this thing that you want to do, because money follows ideas. If you are in office, forget Buhari for a second. If Buhari leaves tomorrow, if you get the right person there, the investment will come. But I need guarantee to say, okay, will Pluto do the right thing when he gets there? But if I trust you and I come from Nigeria, I know that you will shield me away from corruption. Like those guys from abroad, they're my guys. They are here to do a job. You will do that shielding for me to get the job done.
Okay.
I
Okay.
cannot show up during Buhari's office now to do anything now because I know that he has too many people around him that will just persuade him to do the opposite of what he promised me if I come home.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
But you know, people
Um,
in that,
go ahead.
please,
but
before
you
we,
know, you're
I'm trying to say
yes, please to go
something.
Can
ahead.
I don't want us to move
can I
too
say
much away.
something?
We are talking
Yeah,
about
after
who are the
Pluto,
people that will be able to fix, who are the people that will fix the situation.
exactly.
That's
That's exactly what I was
the
saying.
subtopic
Yeah,
we are
observation.
talking about here. So I don't want us to
Yes,
go into details of the
jump into we have already
technicalities.
become. Yeah,
We are trying to
exactly.
describe, you understand? So,
The
but the thing
process.
is, it's fundamental. It's fundamental, you understand? And we have to create a kind of
Yes.
triangle. The same road that took us to this place, we can take the same road backwards. I'm telling you. It's just like a triangle.
Hmm.
Our system rewards some set of people, and our system places those people as a kind of yardstick. You understand? Like when this person got into power, he enriched his family members. He has set a
Absolutely.
kind of record. So if I should get there, all my family members will circle me, and if I'm to do otherwise, they will remind me and call me a bastard. That this person was there and this is what he did for his family. So you want to get there and do the same thing and do the opposite? No, we will not forgive you. So I'm talking about examples now. Examples. So you people in diaspora, I talk about your population. I'm happy when your population keep increasing. There will be a time you will be significant enough that even when you come back to mix with us, you'll be able to change the minds and the mindset of people and how they behave. When you have enough number of you that you are coming back, just coming back to live among us alone can change a lot of things. I want other people to contribute now.
Yes, but I
Can
want
I
to
say
I want to also ask Mr. Ajayi. Yes, you say something, please, Prince. But Mr. Ajani, there's something you raised, and I have to also look at. If you are talking about, I mean, changing now, like things are not right. We just want the first step is we change it, and now we are looking at the diaspora Nigerians as you know major factor that can really uh because I've seen you do it before, uh pushing a particular agenda. You do it very well because you have perhaps because you have the framework, the capacity, and all that. Those of us here are only trying, and there's little we can do without support. Now, the people in diaspora united enough to support in driving a change in Nigeria, because you see that some Nigeria divided. Some want a candidate that they believe can change things still within the same establishment, and only few are thinking about having any change at all. Right,
Okay,
fundamental change.
okay. I think like we in diaspora are not united. So let me be honest with that. But that's some people want that Yoruba nation, the Biafra. They still want regional government. Some people want the presidency. But like I always tell my friends here that are Nigerians, it all boils down to we wanting a better country. If you get the right person in
Exactly.
office, those things will die down. Those cries will die down. Nobody really wants to break up Nigeria in the true sense of it. To be honest with you,
So I
nobody
agree.
really wants to break the country.
I
But I don't, Sheikh, don't discount what you're doing. To us in diaspora, it means a lot to hear from people like you. So to you, it might be little, but to us, it's really big. It's really huge. We don't take that light at all. So whatever you think that you're doing is small, being viewed by a lot of people across the world, and it really helps us it really helps us in a long way. So I don't, but to speak to your question
question. My
initially,
concern about yes
I'm not going to
about the division
discount.
in
I
diaspora.
don't, but sometimes I speak to people here, and there's still that religious and cultural division. That even though we've left Nigeria, sometimes we still have that cultural and religious differences between us. That we can have the conversation about policies and getting things done, but when it boils to actually implement of this kind of policies, then those things play a factor sometimes. But my thing is, if you can get somebody in for the unity that you're seeking for in diaspora. I think, in my opinion, will come through people like Pluto. Like, if you have somebody on ground in Nigeria that we can all support, his help is better than having somebody like Showore coming from abroad. Because when somebody comes from abroad, he already has a tag of, he's from, Shego, do you remember when we had, I think I was here like maybe a year ago, and there was a huge thing on your platform about Showore was Ijaw, it was Yoruba, and that became a huge thing. If you remember that correctly,
Very well.
abroad, yeah, so that was kind of divisive. But if a Nigerian that lives in Nigeria can show us that they are detribalized and also share our beliefs, I think people will support them. So you need somebody in Nigeria that we can support from the diaspora, as opposed to having somebody from diaspora come in. I think that would be the best way to do it, to send that type. But I'm not going to discount the influence of cultural and religious difference amongst us. That is still a huge factor. But I think that if I can get somebody in Nigeria to do that would be the best way to go. Ovi, I see you, by the way. I see you. Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But let me just quickly respond to that. The tribalism. I think most of the people contesting actually not tribalistic in their approach. Otherwise, they will not be running for the seat at the center. I think Shore made that comment with respect to Ijo, not when he was trying to explain that. He was only trying to explain that if you want to cut the Nigerian, you want to demarcate the regions. That where will you put his own part of the state, for instance? That it comes
No,
from a
no,
part, a
Shegun,
neighboring
sorry,
part of
sorry.
Ondo State.
Shegun, not,
Yeah,
not what he said,
I
the
think
way it was
I do
phrasing.
not think he's saying that is not Yoruba or is Igbo. He's saying that he's not a tribalistic person.
No, 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 no,
That is, he
Shegun,
doesn't belong to
no,
any
no,
part. He's not fighting for any tribe
no,
or
no.
everybody.
I'm saying that no, I agree with him. I'm saying the way you say something is one thing. The way people see it is a different thing entirely. It's what I'm
Absolutely,
saying. That
yeah.
you should have somebody in Nigeria where you can say, okay, this person lives in Nigeria. He knows the system. We can trust him because that way, as a Yoruba person, I can talk to my Igbo friends and say, okay, I know this person is Igbo, for instance, but as you can see, he has done enough to show us that regardless of where he's from in Nigeria, when he gets to office, he will do the right thing. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But in my opinion, that person has
there are
to be.
people are people there are
But
people
they're not
there are
running
so
right
many
now. They're not running.
That's why I'm talking about the
they have it
population. I'm talking about
exactly. We're just not
numbers. You need to
we're just
multiply them.
Can I say something?
exactly we're just not just we are not just pushing them enough. There are people, many. There are some of them that have been
Can
like they have been talked down into, go and start from council, and they are obeying. There are those who have gone to start at, and you won't hear about them because they don't have the wherewithal to start a new structures, so they went to put themselves under small. So by the time you hear about those people, they might already be 80 something years old. But there are many people. Okay,
can I say something, Shegun?
okay. Before Ovie comes in, Prince Adewale wanted to say something.
I just want quickly to react to when you referring to people in the diaspora. They are the person that can take the mark, that can lead us very well. Let me tell you something. I know,
No,
know
that's not the argument. It is
that
that
they
they
move.
can. It is that so have a role. Yeah.
I know some senators. I know his house. I know his family that moved from here, Syria. That we hope that they're going to give us a better life. At the end of the day, they even do than
Mhm.
what we have been expecting from other Nigerians. You understand? This is one thing. Nigeria is already be designed in some way that is very, very difficult to break. You understand? People in the diaspora, we don't have the map power to overpower those people. You understand? You may think that people in the diaspora have money. We don't have money. No. We only based our salary or whatever. But in a we're working for within a year, will be what somebody will get for a month. You understand? It may be what somebody will just get for just ordinary ride. So what am I saying in essence is that we should not say Oshimbajo, when Buhari was sick, Oshimbajo was taking, was leading and was doing good. You understand? When they noticed that this man was doing good, did you know what they do? They put some allegation against him. That is how the man been shot. He cannot utter any word up to now. So Nigeria is, unless Nigeria was already designed for some purpose, unless if we change our constitution, if we change, especially our constitution, that is one. Secondly, if we change the way we vote, for instance, if people in diaspora can vote, if I can vote right now, you understand? I don't need anybody to give me money for me to vote. You understand? But people in back home, they need to collect their money, and somebody who spend those money still wants his money back. You understand? So
Absolutely.
we cannot really, unless we have to work with our constitution. We have to work with that. Without that, forget it. That is all. Just forget
Thank you
it.
very much. Let me ask this time.
Sir,
OVA, Atiku, Tinubu, and the type of Kwankwaso. So sorry. The third wave is in favor of Kwankwaso. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's my candidate for sure. That's the next president.
Okay, great.
Nkoso
So
is
now
the incoming president.
I agree with you.
Um,
How is His Excellency doing?
oh, he's doing pretty well. Politics is local, so we're there underground. We know they make noise.
Okay,
We're there
good.
underground. That's where the voters are underground. They are not on
no,
the internet or on the TV.
who will vote for you?
Sorry?
What
If
if
you don't make noise,
what if
who is going to vote for you?
No, we they make noise for villages. Politics is local.
okay,
The four
great.
of us were there, so
If
maybe now only one person will vote. Which is Shegun. Out of the four of us were there, now only Shegun will vote.
no
If he go get time vote
to go
at
vote.
all.
Let Pluto go vote.
The rest of us will go vote. Okay, Web
Eh,
saying go vote. You see, out of four of us. So
okay, now
also them. We did.
OVA.
We did.
What if
Yes.
what if Kwankwaso steps down for Atiku?
That how now? I mean, isn't that ridiculous? I want it to happen. I don't understand why people they talk like that.
Go save this
People
video.
say they run for Atiku.
I go save this video. I go take and remind you OVA.
Okay, I talk for other platforms. If Konkoso collapse his structure for either of the two, Tinubu
Yeah.
or Atiku, I will declare
Yeah.
obedient. You understand? Even though I
Okay,
know say
good.
obedient na child's play, you no go anywhere. But that's to tell you that is not going to
You go
happen.
prefer
Now, I don't know the campus.
and
It's because you don't
what if
understand
what if Obedience also
huh?
decides to step down for one of his two masters?
I don't see that. I don't see that happening either. I don't see
You're
that
right.
happen
I don't
because
I don't want
today,
somebody to happen.
because as of today, I still strongly believe that there is going to be a second round election. There's not going to be one.
No.
It's not going to be straight winner for either of them. There's going to be a second round election. It is because we've never seen it before, or maybe the time we saw it was about what 79, if my history serves me right. But remember that was during the parliamentary system that we were operating then. There was no second round election in our constitution. But at this time we are going to see it. I still strongly believe that. So I don't see either of these people collapsing their structure. There's a reason we are having four ways elect. We are having these four strong candidates. You understand? Other than the fact that the youth, this vibrant youth need to be capped and put in one place. But at the same time, the element beyond Obi movement, when I mean the element, the men behind background, the likes of Obasanjo and the rest, it's just to stop spite Atiku. As your point. Where the PDP stronghold, they know the southeast and south. So in order for you to stop him from going forward to the going straight to win the election, is to bring out Obi. It's a game. So I don't see happening. So in as far Bola Tinubu cannot say yes, I'm going to get 25% over. Is it the 25% of 24 states? In as far I cannot say that today, and Atiku cannot say the same thing, that'll give you a second round election. So and once you just in second round election, there you statistically on a layman. Sorry.
Can I remind that during the during the PDP primary, nobody believed Sambwa would step down for Atiku.
No, not nobody. I believe that. I never believed Atiku will lose the ticket.
Did you also know that? Did you also know that during APC primary, a lot of people believed that Osinbajo would either win or step. And
no, those are people who jump politics. Those are people that jump. Those are people that no. Those are people that jump politics. Yes, they started following politics.
That God will just pick them. God will just pick them. I have Pastor Bakari, for instance. That God will just choose him.
Yes, I don't believe in God, so I know they listen to those kind of people. People who believe Starboy will clean the ticket are people who started following politics during Buhari 2015. Those are the people that believe that Starboy will clean the ticket. Yes, I didn't believe that Tinubu will go through for so many reasons, because I believe that Tinubu has the best chance in producing a president and him becoming the president. You understand? So but I never for one day
that there will still be. Did you know that there was some developments before election? There will still be realignment.
Like what kind of development are we talking about? Realignment?
Realignment. Yes.
No. Not like within these four people.
They just join or step down.
No, not among these four people. Yes.
Not among them. Okay.
None among them. These four people are going straight to the polls.
Where do you
I can guarantee you that.
Wike would go. Where do you think Wike would go?
Wike is not significant. It's not important. Wike has been put to where he belongs. For you follow the history of River State first. We cannot do half of what Odili did during Odili's time. You understand? So you did see. I think the problem we are having here is that
I love your confidence. I love your confidence, Ovi. Let me ask you.
I've been this confident for the past 3 years. You said?
In how many places will Kwankwaso win? How many states will Kwankwaso win?
How many places will Kwankwaso win? Just as I normally boldly said, I don't see anybody beating Kwankwaso in the north.
Okay.
I don't see anybody beating Kwankwaso in the north. The whole north. I'm sorry.
Bros, I think you're a politician. You understand? I don't even hear the name of Kwankwaso that they call him. I never even hear this man's names. You understand?
You know why?
How many people know Kwankwaso or Gongoso?
You know why? Listen to my analysis here. Now, because
your analysis will be the lowest thing that I'm going to buy, because I'm not.
You don't have to. Listen now. That's the point. You. Okay, let me talk. You don't have to buy.
Let's LV.
Who is fooling with? We are talking of. If it is not because of age, nobody can dare Tinubu. And let me give you one thing. Either we like it or not, if Tinubu did not win, if Obi did not win, it's going to be Tinubu. It's not going to be Kwankwaso Atiku.
Can I talk now?
My own prediction is between these Obi and Tinubu. That is it. Nothing like
allow me talk now. They give you your turn, you talk. I don't need talk now. Allow me talk. You don't have the monopoly of this platform. Let me talk.
Okay,
you don't talk your own now. True?
Sorry.
I am not speaking so you can buy it. Me and you are not significant when it comes to the kind of politics we are playing. We no count. So either you buy or no buy, I know you not concern me. I'm not speaking so you can buy it. Me and you no count in the kind of democracy we are practicing. It is not about us. It's an elite game.
Okay, so why our Kwankwaso counts more than other aspirants or candidates?
First of all, when this guy they say okay, you know the year Kwankwaso, that's fine. because all you do is to pay attention to the headline in the newspaper or listen to TV. That's what you do. Have you ever taken your time to listen to the local news? You hear local news for Ibadan? They hear local radio for Lagos? No, you don't. Politics is local. This will not be nya. Now, I'm saying I'm confident because of Okuzu, because as I said, remember, this thing,
So are they talking
there's
about
not going to be an out.
also in Radio Ibadan? As we speak now,
No,
are they talking about also in Radio Ibadan?
no. I'm just citing that example that most of us don't actually listen to our local news in various states. Radio. Oh my God, bros, allow me
That's
talk
they are
now.
community radios, yes.
Allow me talk. You had your own time now. Abba. So now I just cite that as an example. You understand? I'm not saying that they talk about Ogozo in the radio in Ibadan. No, I just say that most of us we only read the headline of newspaper, listen to channels and all that, then we base our permutation on that. No, this is beyond that. You also have to read other books for actually to understand what is going on. Since I believe that this election, there's not going to be an outright winner for the first round, it's going to second round. Now, that's where your question comes from. How come Kusi want to do them? How come Kusi want to do them? Let's go by region, right? He's coming from the most the highest vote in the region, the Northwest. But aside that, who are the two major candidates in the North first? It's Kwankwaso and Atiku.
Yes.
What is their personality in that region? No, Kwankwaso, nobody will give Atiku vote within the northern region. Now, few states, maybe the state where you come from and the sister states. Based on how they, because
sorry,
again,
I just remembered something with you. I just remembered something. In 2014, 2015, when they were having a primary in Lagos, Kwankwaso and Atiku
finish second.
Also
Kwankwaso finished
contested
second
against Buhari.
He finished second after Buhari.
Okay, he won Atiku.
Kwankwaso was second.
It was
yes,
ahead of Atiku.
Kwankwaso was second after Buhari.
Okay,
and that's primaries.
Right. I'm getting
that's
your
primaries
now.
You understand?
I'm getting.
But again, we need to face the reality. 2023 election is going to be identity politics. Above all, it's going to be about Nigeria. Those that want Nigeria to be one and those that want Nigeria to separate, whether we like it or not. The Odudu are calling for separation, the Igbos are calling for separation. We can play it away, what is out there. That is what this election is going to be about, whether we like it or not.
About tribe, about ethnic.
It's about the union called Nigeria. Even though people know why they use the union called Nigeria, it's about the nation state. Are we going to or are we going to separate? That's what this election is about. Whether you like it or not, it's already playing out. Then before you bring other religion,
if that is
into play.
If that were to be true, why are many northern candidates pinned down for Tinubu? Why are many?
Well, what do you mean?
Northerners supporting that? Did you check? Did you know how many northern aspirants ran against Tinubu in APC? Do you know all of them united and stepped down for?
No, all of them did not unite and step down. There was a call that went through. That's what I'm saying. Now, make I give you another lousy example before I go deep into that. If you study election, 2015 election between Goodluck and Buhari, the Northerners who are in PDP work against Goodluck Jonathan. Do you believe that? Even the party chairman, Mwazu of Bauchi, work against his own candidates. This is politics. That's how these people work. You understand?
Is that why he was asking for a refund of some money? I remember he was asking for some refund in the campaign money or something.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. So, Shehu,
all the shenanigans where they see now for a refund.
All the shenanigans where they see now, no worry. When the real day, when the time come, you will see how the votes will be. Now, back to my analysis before our bros interrupt me. In the northern space, Atiku is regarded like a southerner. No, go deep into the north. Atiku is seen as a southerner. That alone is working against him. Just even the tweet about Deborah that he made, what did make her take her down? And the counterpart and the reaction from the people on the street from the north make her take her out. It's a staunch capitalist. And if you look at the northern space is pretty much a socialist society, unlike Baka Kabani. I don't know if you understand what I mean. May God give you, may you give me. Atiku is a staunch capitalist. That is why he will ever become president of Nigeria. I've been saying this for more than close to 10 years since I know him. You understand? Not be today. I know.
It
So
hasn't
that
changed.
is perceived.
It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed Atiku's votes. I mean, voting
In the north,
volume.
it's going to change it. Wait, go. What is the history of Atiku vote in the north first? Put that into consideration. What is the history in the north? How much voting they put out for north? All is election. How many they pull out?
How many did he pull
How
in the
many
last
voting
election?
in the north is
They ran into
of course. We know what happened now. Of course, we can say okay, now because of Buhari and his followers. And now again, let's analyze Buhari followership. Now talakawas, now poor people, they're not even listen to the elite.
My brother.
So now, what am I trying to say?
If you finish your analysis, if we allow a Tinubu supporter to also come and give you analysis, you listen till tomorrow and you will. If you wait for an article person to come and give analysis, you will also listen and you also agree.
You know what?
At this point,
now, Shehu, let me tell you about the Tinubu space. You know why? You know what Tinubu people know they see? Even before the primaries, there is a sign given to Tinubu saying, man, make it no even contest. There was a sign around him within the party. But of course, Emilio come. And you see what happened in Abeokuta. They push him to the wall that he no get chance to what? Begin insult everybody. When I mean everybody, by insulting Buhari, for all those comments we made, those are insults. My people for North know they do like us. They know they back like that. Then they wait. They speak when it matters most. You understand? You cannot come and say all those things about their number one citizen, and you think that by the end of the day, the emirs,
Northerners not also already tired. Even all the northern elites are they not already tired of Buhari?
Just like what I was addressing, what I was saying to you, the mistake we are making is that this game, this kind of policy this brand of policy we are practicing, we keep believing that it's about the masses. It has nothing to do with me and you, Sheung. This is an elite game. It has nothing to do with me and you. Look at the primaries.
In that case, we should stop discussing. This is about what.
No, we will discuss it, but it is deeper than the way we are seeing. Sheung, today, if they give you the sole power, the power to elect somebody that will lead Nigeria, I confidently say that none of these names we call will come to your mind. If you make you choose one person to run Nigeria, you will not. All these people will not factor in. Am I right?
It's not true. It's not true.
Who you go carry make it be our president? If they give you power, say elect our president, choose president. Who you go choose Tinubu?
I go choose Shore.
Okay. So we are saying the same thing.
Sure. You are not sitting.
So, but no. Why am I getting at? But look at us. Who are we? Who are the whole Nigeria clamoring for? Tinubu, Atiku, Konkoso, Obi.
Not
these men were given to us by the elite. Not be we choose them. They were selected for us to elect.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The wave. The wave. That is the wave I was talking about in the topic. There is a wave that is
which is the wave?
That wave is now riding with Obi. Because the two major constant factors in this election naturally were PDP and APC, that is Atiku and Tinubu. But the wave is shaping a third candidate of phenomenon, and that wave has chosen Obi as we speak right now. As I said from the beginning of this conversation, the wave is not always right. It's just
exactly that's what I wanted to say. You have experience. You have experience.
That phenomenon up. It's not right.
If there's anything this wave will succeed in doing, is to deny Atiku that outright first win by suppressing the vote from the southern region. That's what this wave is about.
Exactly. This thing they talk about.
Good.
You
That's
get
what this
what
wave
we
is
they talk
about.
about.
So I understand the wave. We've seen it before. It's not the first time. There's a reason we have this wave, and there's a reason we have 4 people going for the election. You understand? There's a reason. No, it's honestly not they happen
Where Pluto,
spontaneously.
where
No,
Pluto,
not
Yeah.
happen spontaneously.
what is in it for us?
The need for
In
us.
You know what?
what is in
I've
it for us?
been
What do you
I've been
mean?
observing what Ovi has been talking, and he's been diplomatic in a way. He's smart. He knows how to present his arguments. And but I would like to correct one thing. No, not really correct. I like him to know something. We have 3 candidates. He just keeps saying
Just a
four. I
moment.
don't know where
Where
four
Pluto?
comes from.
Where Pluto? Just a moment. Where Pluto? I want to before Prince Adewale leaves. I want to hear what he has to say about that thing I just said now because he wants to leave. He has to go and sleep. He just came back from work.
Okay.
Prince, Prince.
Yeah.
What if for the masses? This wave is still sponsored by the elites. That wave, we now they follow.
You
What
know,
is in it for those of us who are yearning for change?
I said it earlier. You understand? If you listen to me very well, the hope for the only thing that the masses can do, you understand, if they pick their own people, you understand, the people of their own choice. And right now, if I'm going to say the only hope that the masses have right now, the masses, because we always forget something in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we forgot about history. You understand? Once the rain fall and forget about it. In here in America, there's what we call track record. You understand?
Mm.
If you got a ticket, it will be on your record till you die, unless if they need to remove it. The day you beat your pikin, the day you smack your child, it will be on your record. But in Africa, once we eat, we forget about everything. If we follow track record, if you look at the track record very well, if you look at what Tinubu did in Lagos, that man is a genius. I give salute and I respect him so much. You understand? He holds the Lagos to an extent that they are still follow the rule and the regulation of the Lagos protocol. You understand? So if Kwankwaso will not do 1/4 of what Tinubu do, if it is not because of age, I believe Tinubu will take us to the next level. But because the age is there, that is why the only hope as a masses what we have right now is Obi or Tinubu. You understand? That is my own opinion. Please, guys, it's already late right here. This is after 5.
Thank you so much.
So,
I love the way you were so brief about your conclusion. Hey,
This Tinubu and Lagos of the thing. Can I say something about Tinubu and Lagos?
don't say something about
It's sad
say
that
something about Kwankwaso, what Kwankwaso did.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
what he has to say
What
about
Kwankwaso did. Oh, what
Tinubu and Lagos.
Kwankwaso did. I like that.
Yes.
What Kwankwaso did. Today in Kano, we have 2 brand new universities that Kwankwaso instituted. Go and verify according to Obi.
Okay, they are not on ASU strike.
Go well. That's a Nigerian problem. That's not Kwankwaso problem.
My brother. Anyways,
right? They are over 35. Yeah,
I was asking what
Yeah, I'm with you.
I was asking what is there for us actually. What is in it? The wave as we are seeing it is not thrown up by the mass. There's a way they sponsor something that they just change the climate for us to make it look like angel just descended and it is in our favor and we all just follow it be.
That's why I say it's an elite
For
game.
instance, the likes of when the likes of Obasanjo and the rest of them began to promote a candidate. Don't know the intent of the likes of Obasanjo. We are all there shouting is the God sent You know, I keep asking, what is that hope of the masses, or is it the same elites recycling themselves through programs?
You know what I would like to say is somebody, I don't like to make references, I don't like mentioning names so that you don't tag me with that person.
Exactly.
But someone
Exactly.
said that masses need to be pacified. You understand? You pacify, you give them something that keeps them in check. You understand?
Mm.
So, as in this process, there has to be some balances. You understand? This same person that said you
Mm.
need to pacify the masses, there are many ways by which you can pacify them. You understand? We
Mm.
can use religion. We can tell their religious leaders what to promote, what kind of messages they should be preaching by this season. You understand?
Mm.
Or we can just create a scenario that calls for analysis. Somebody was trying to
Mm.
say, yeah, on the internet, I saw it that if he tries to bring out things about Peter Obi, that a lot of people may want to, change their mind. That's why I said there is no
Mm.
saying. The thing I want to tell people, when they mention Peter Obi's name with due respect, they mention the name as if it's somebody that I've been living with for the past 6 years in their, in their flat. And majority of these people talking about Peter Obi, where I reside, they are new when it comes to politics. When you check
Mm.
the analysis are most of the times on the surface. No disrespect, no disrespect. You
Mm.
understand? They just
You're right.
follow some few video clips that they've seen online, and they want to champion the youth are coming, the youth, you understand? So
Mm.
it's a means to pacify them. You have to give people hope. I mentioned about the triangle. Something has to be on the top. You understand?
Mm.
So it's a way of controlling the atmosphere. Our politicians, they are intelligent and they have intelligent analysts that works with them.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
That's why most of the time they have scripts of what to say in public. They have things they publish about themselves on the dailies. You understand? So this way, what we can learn from it is to bring out, try to decipher where they are driving you towards and be careful. I'm telling you.
Mm.
I used to tell people I don't like to give verdicts online, but your candidate might not even come third when the election comes. I'm telling you.
Mm.
You
Mm.
understand? Your candidate may not even come third. I used to check, the primaries are a good
Don't
indicator.
break obvious
How
mind,
well
though.
you perform. How well you perform in the
I'll be
primaries.
OG.
You understand? Is a good indicator. Look at the margin in the APC primaries. Look at the margin.
Mm.
You understand? And by that time, in 2019, I think Atiku, did well in the election. You understand? And I can trace his performance back to the PDP primaries. He did well in the primaries too. I'm not talking about the process. I'm talking about the outcome, the
The
results, the
outcome, yes.
numbers. It's all about
Even though we know it's.
numbers. So the numbers
Okay.
he got in the primaries is a major boost. Like this man was talking about Wike, that Wike has been put where he belongs to. Check his number in the primaries. If somebody did not step down, those numbers were close. Those numbers were
Give
significant.
give Konkoso
You
that
understand?
credit.
I
It
need
was
to.
Konkoso that coordinated his non-delegate for him. No, now Konkoso give
See,
most of his Wiki delegates. It's on record. It was Konkoso that coordinated his northern delegate
don't
for Wiki.
wait. I'm trying to bring out some point because I like to analyze. I'm not a politician, but I like to analyze the figures. You understand? You see, when Mr. Peter Obi left the PDP, my question during the primaries, when the primaries were coming, he left at a kind of late hour or something to the
Mm.
election. You know something? I was asking myself the same thing that pursued him from PDP primaries. Is that same thing not waiting for him in the general elections? You mentioned about the elite game. It's an elite game. With the elite back out when it comes to the general election. So I've
Hmm.
not seen it before in the history of this country that somebody will bypass a party at a critical point, and you now go and defeat the same people you couldn't compete with at a particular
Mm.
ground. You understand what I'm saying? Now think about it. If somebody emerges as a president, will he not work with people in the House of Assembly, the Senate? Put Peter Obi in the Aso Rock now. Put him there. How many seats would Labour Party win in the Senate and also in the House of Representatives? That alone would have limited his powers by more than 50%. I'm not saying absolute, I'm just suggesting. You understand? So we need to our hopes, we need to balance it. Don't raise your hope like 2015, like you think there's a Messiah coming. The structure is choke. You understand? The performances of whoever is going to come in now is going to be, similar from my analysis. I don't know, maybe you understand what I'm trying to say.
Very well,
There's no
very well.
Superman coming in. There is no Superman
Absolutely.
coming in. For me, whoever emerges does not really change much as far as I'm concerned. I'm telling you, it will not change much. There's no Superman again. Forget it. So enjoy the waves, discuss the wave, but that your candidate is not a Superman. You will remember this day. You will remember this day after 4 years. You understand? So we can go back to the fundamentals. It's not about who is who, what is. The
What is our
system
fundamental?
is choking.
Constitution. Exactly. The system itself is the fundamental.
You
And
see,
I love the
somebody
way
like me, I've learned to, control my words. I like you to
understand
reassemble
you.
it in your mind.
I quite
Shegun,
understand you. But we've been there
Shegun, they give me time like
several
this talk.
times. I will just
They give me time like this talk. Once I say something,
okay.
they're going to interrupt me because I'm saying the right thing that you want.
No, Ovi,
What you
when
said
you were
about the
talking,
system, see,
talking
the
with
system is not broken. Let me disagree with you. The system is not broken.
you
The
said it's
system
choked.
is
I did not say
performing.
broken. I didn't say
Yeah,
broken. I
he hasn't
didn't
said it's
watch my
broken.
words. I'm careful with
He did
words.
not say it's
You
broken.
understand?
What did you say
He did
about
not
the system?
I said it
He
is
said the
tight.
system is so
It is
choked that
tight.
whoever you bring
It's
in,
tight.
yeah, it's so choked that whoever you bring will not have any magic to perform, and you just
I
have
totally agree.
expectations
Yes,
that will fail
I
again.
agree. I think yes, that's what I wanted. I agree with that. That's what I wanted to say. That the system is set up, is performing at optimal level. This is what the system is performed to achieve, and is doing it. So yes, I totally agree with you.
Exactly.
Nigerian condition
You
is not
do.
going to change under one
That is
generation.
That's
The
exactly what I
Nigerian
was
will not change under one
asking.
generation.
That's exactly what I was asking. What is there for us as the mass? Because the system is designed to do what it is doing, and it is not in our interest. Even though the masses are busy
Until
shouting it is this candidate, we all know that whoever
look,
they bring to us hype and sponsor,
Shegun,
even if that person comes
until
in,
the masses agree to come together and organize, either form a political union or form their own political party. And we are still far
how
away
they do
from
that.
that. And it's going to take a long, it's not a sprint. That is why even the youth, everybody, the youth. If you ask Obi, how many be these youth? He cannot say number to it because they are not organized. There's
Obi
no
always
way.
has
And
figures.
the elite know this. And they work every day tirelessly to make sure that we are not organized.
Let me just add to what.
So you understand?
Okay,
Go ahead.
hold on. So but we have to organize ourselves around one single issue. And like you said earlier, we are still grappling with the fact that we don't know if we want to stay or leave. That has to be resolved first. So, because what is really dividing us is not. I know we talk about culture and religion, which is part of it, but mostly of where we are heading. We are kind of divided in three pieces now. So people want to do the presidency thing. People want to do the republic. Some people want regional government. Once we figure out what we want as a people, then we can rally around that issue. But that one is not even resolved yet. So until we resolve that particular direction that we are going as a people, then what OVA said would be easier for me to support as a person. Because now, even within the Yoruba space, it's divided.
Yes, for the first time in a long time.
Don't believe all these Tinubu people. It's not true. I'm telling you, we have core Yoruba Nation fans that are very huge in numbers. That are huge Yoruba Nation supporters that are there. So as the people, we need to solve that issue first. Do we want to stay as Nigerians? If it's yes, then we can now push what OVA is saying. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Afo. Afo is driving, and I don't know if he has his hands free, or maybe just wants to be there and be listening. Okay, let me spare him.
And,
Ah, where
and
Pluto?
contrary to the belief,
Yeah, I'm with you.
during the primaries, it is what happened at the PD primaries, the same thing that happened at the APC primaries. There were calls to step down for Atiku. The same thing happened within the APC after our Baba Emilio Congo cry for Abeguta. The men had to come and say, okay, you know what? Who could I give up? Let him go. Let's see how he's going to scale through. That's exactly what happened behind the scene. That's why they tell you, say Atiku Wike get amount of votes among delegates. How did he arrive at that? Who also was the one that coordinated Northern PDP for Wike? Of course, money changed hands. But that's what happened. Nothing, look, in politics, nothing
When you
happens
see where
spontaneously.
see when you see where Pluto smiling and just nodding and doesn't want to talk, you have said something fundamental.
You understand? Because in politics,
he
nothing
does
happens
he doesn't want to be
spontaneously.
the one to he doesn't want to be the one to mention it, but when you say it, he just smiles like this and nods its head. Just know you have just said something fundamental
No,
that he doesn't want to
so
say directly.
so
Ovia, please, let's
yeah.
just push this forward a little bit. Let me ask you, because like I said, we need to figure out how to come together, and that was what you said earlier.
Now
Ovie
what?
is still
How
Ovie is
do
still
we come?
engrossed in
How do we
politics.
come together?
Ovie
No,
is
no, no, no.
discussing
Shegun,
politics.
let's find solution, please. How do we then come together as a
Yes,
people? Is the
exactly.
next question. How
Or
do we
how do we
come
come
together?
to? How do we come together? First of
Because
all, just
I'm saying
I think
if we say we want one Nigeria, which I think will still be the majority, then how do we then what do we do to make that a very solid point that can attract more people to join that movement of one Nigeria?
Yeah. Can
good.
I answer the question, please?
All right, go ahead, Alton.
Yeah, you see, when it comes to bringing people together, like I did not introduce myself properly. I'm a technologist, a scientist, if you want to call me. I study physics in the university. The thing is, if you want to bring people together, look at those things that brings people together in this country. Those things are suffering presently. Is it education? Before people will come together, there must be a principal reason first. Like if our education, our schooling system is going on so smoothly, you see, there's more coordination. People are in their school, they'll be interacting. Before you know it, they are forming bonds. Look at sports. Grassroots sport is dead now. You understand? There's no much things, social things have been killed. Things that can bring people together in reasonable numbers for a long time. All those sports we used to enjoy then, they are no longer there. You understand? Now, another thing is when you look at our religious too, in the religious settings, we have many denominations, which is giving the advantage of many segments. Like if you see a pastor under a church now, give him some time. He wants to establish his own. So there's always these small groups. So before we cannot come together because of politics. You know, politician, political party, they hold their meeting. I've raised the argument that when with the voters also have meetings, where we they have converge and discuss. Voters don't usually have that avenue to meet and discuss, but they could have had the avenue if things were functional. Social stuff like sport, grassroots sports, the schooling system, bring competition, all these inter-school competitions, they are also suffering now. We don't have them again. Things that can, unite people, things that will make, I know this guy from so school. We met at a so competition. All those things, I don't know if I'm right. I'm just
No,
talking
you are.
based on what I know
You are
around
right.
They
me.
are
So
reducing.
if,
Yeah,
if
they
we
are
are
reducing.
going to come together as a people, we need things, social things that will group us. We need things that will group us. I would like other people to talk
Can I
now.
put a perspective to what you said? I totally agree with you. But the question we should not be asking that why all of a sudden our school is not working? It is deliberate. It is deliberate. The sports sector we talk about. I represent Nigeria for over 10 years. You understand? I'm also very much invested and interested in the grassroots sports. I'm starting up an agency called Sport Diplomacy at the moment, and I run a platform that talks about athletics. Is my it's my
I said you were
it's my hobby.
diplomatic. You were diplomatic. Look at your organization.
So I totally agree with what you are saying. But all these problems that you just put forward, they are happening deliberate. And I always say this: our elite, our leaders, contrary to what we are saying, they are not competent, they are not bad. No, you will be deceiving yourself. Most of the policies they put in place were deliberate for us not to be united. It's not out of incompetency they are doing whatever they are doing. They know what they are doing. That's why I say it's an elite game. Yes, we need to find a reason. Of course, we cannot get the whole total the masses to come together, but majority of us have to have a reason and forge ahead. But I know what that is going to take time.
No. Ovia, you say it's
wait, let me finish now.
Get that. But how do you break that elitist?
Can I finish?
I think it's coming there gradually.
I'm going somewhere, my brother.
Let's allow you to go. We try to make it snappy. We want to get that meat.
See, that's the problem we are in. Majority of Nigeria don't understand the game I play. This some political system we are playing. We don't understand it. You understand?
The question is, how do we now come? Like where Pluto has rightly said that most of the things that could bring us together traditionally have been broken, or have been, they have reduced, they have disappeared somehow. And then we are now looking for another way we can start to organize it. So, but Mr. Ajani is running out of time. He wants you to keep the point real quick.
See, I understand. I think that's our problem. That is our problem.
We are not in a hurry. But yeah.
That's our problem. We want everything to be happen overnight. It could work. It will never happen overnight. It takes us time for us to get here. It is not going to happen. It's a marathon. Our level of our consciousness, even about the history of the country, is zero. How many Nigerians, home and abroad, are actually conscious enough to understand what is happening? How many of us understand the history of Nigeria? If you want ask people about the history of Nigeria, they will tell you start from 1960, 1909. No, you need to go back to 14, 15, 16th century. You understand? You need to go back to 15, not even Berlin Conference 1845 now. Go back to 15, 16th century. How our society used to live, how the world at large, how it be. So there's a deliberate attempt for this our education. That's another thing that is working against us. This education where we say we acquire this British curriculum. No, it is deliberate to make us to behave the way they behave. If you remember, when they go carry some of our people go America, they were physically tortured to forget who they are. Physically, anything inhuman were done to them. But when they live, what did they do to us? They put it in our educational system and our religion system. You understand? That's what you are seeing manifesting. So we are miseducated about who we are. Our people thought if you don't know where you they come from, you don't know where you they go. So we are a bunch of confused people in the defense space. So the level of consciousness has to be raised. That's why in a way I appreciate Showore, but he would have just continued what he's doing. Forget politics at the moment. Keep bringing people up, conscientize people. In a way, I will give it to him because he actually educated a certain set of young people about what is really happening in Nigeria. So we need a much level of consciousness. Therefore, from that process, now we will now find something to click on to say, yes, this is what we want. Again, you know, that people go bring this American system of going and give us. It used to be parliamentary. The question we should be asking, why? You understand? Now we want to run our system like the American. American is an ideal society. When I mean ideal society, now different people come together, destroy the people that were in that territory, form their own society. We are not like that. We are very cultural and we are cultural people. Our own way of life is different. So until we revert back to understand where we are, we find a way, we find a reason maybe poverty will cause them. Just like I'll give it to Buhari. Buhari has ruled us in a way that everybody don't invest. That's a good thing, right? So we need to find something, and it's not going to happen overnight. We want something to be done, bam, over. It is not going to happen with this system we are in. It will
Okay,
take
start it
time.
gradually.
It
Okay,
will
want to
take
start it
time. Thank God
gradually.
now.
What are the steps?
The step is already going on, because just like you, remember the last time I was here, I make reference to you and take it back movement. There was this energy, take it back, take it back. After the election, what happened? When I realized, this the part, be careful. Oh. That's one thing. The obedience, we receive the same faith. But now my
Of course, we know
problem is
that they
that
will
if
learn
they
after
receive the
election.
same
We
faith,
know.
if they receive the same faith, are they going to still stick together, or they will start to fight among themselves? If they stick together, with the Take It Back movement and the Obi movement find a way to come together, that's a step. That's a step. Then how do we now reach out to the northern counterparts? Because all this movement, will they rule them out? That's our problem. We don't focus on one Nigeria. We just focus on the South. Say, yes, we are educated, we are civilized. No, we are not. Those people are more conscious, are more aware. So how do we bring some part of that region, join our own, and reason together as one? Because it's a fight between us and the elite. The elite understand that, we don't understand it yet. You understand? So it not what happens overnight. As I said, in politics, nothing happens spontaneously. Nothing. Everything is planned. They are way ahead of the game.
Can we add to it now?
We can always highlight the steps. We can always highlight the steps.
Okay. So let me
so that we don't just sound confused. Like we are just analyzing the whole thing.
because it's not getting to where I'm hoping that you'll get to. What I'm saying is that a movement that can withstand racial, cultural, and ethnic bias, that is so strong to the point where, because they will play their typical game, those elites, they will play those games, like you said. But the Obi movement now is not a Nigerian movement. It will crumble very soon, like you said. It will crumble. But what I'm saying is that how can we get to the point where we will have a movement that is so strong that when they play their typical cultural and tribal bias, that movement will be so strong that it will stand against that and defeat it. Is what I'm saying. How can we get to that?
I think it started already. The young people are beginning to wake up that, okay, now politics go solve our problem, not be by gra. That's a stepping stone. We just need more people to believe that and keep working deliberately. Again, they always like use where it don't happen before. How long did it take the women generally in America to vote? How long did it take the civil rights to come together and achieve their results? You understand? Now time. We don't start already. We have new people coming to, because don't forget, this our democracy is just 23 years old. That's why I say a lot of us don't understand the game I play. A lot of us. It's just 23 years old. Now we don't get small statements. The Take It Back movement.
Let me take it to you because you are on ground. This is my own frustration with Nigerians on ground. Because Ovie, I think Ovie is abroad, right? Like me.
Yes.
Anytime you think that they have gotten it though, this is the time. Like when we had the Good Luck petrol thing subsidy, I was thinking, man, finally they've gotten it. And what happened? It came down. When we had the Lekki Toll Gate thing, I'm like, man, finally they've had enough. But it's hard to sustain that energy. Is what I'm saying. Like we need something that can.
You know why? This true example you gave, they were not spontaneous. That's what I keep saying. Even NSAS is not spontaneous. NSAS was organized and financed by some kind of individuals.
It was spontaneous, and then some. Yes, it was spontaneous. Who identified some people identified it as an opportunity, decided to support it.
But that's the problem.
But it started spontaneously.
I'm saying that you need something that will be so strong that nobody can.
There are some countries that not go fit talk on air. It's not spontaneous, my guy. It is not.
How did
people sit down?
It started spontaneously, right?
No. They were doing some foreign money came in. Some foreign money came in. I know that.
That was an intervention after it started. That was an intervention. Some people were trying to coordinate it to man. Yes, that there was an intervention afterwards, but the starting was spontaneous. Nobody believed it was going to start,
Sheung,
anyways.
Sheung, I protest. Oh, I did that last time. They shout Esther. Now
So were you
later when I
sponsored?
begin to marry, I begin find out say there are people, individuals that sat down in a house that put the whole thing together before it hit the street in Nigeria. It not happen spontaneously, my guy. Even the good luck time, it's nothing they happen spontaneously at that level.
No, who are the people?
Even
by
that's
your
why
own
I say there are some
findings, who
countries
are
I
the
know.
people?
Just why I say there are some countries or names I don't feel mention. For some reason, the game is still on now. The game is still on. Never.
Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from, but I must also let you understand that when the influencers who want to intervene and advantage of an atmosphere or a movement or an incident or a happening, they want to take advantage of it and control it particular narrative. It happens, no. But the starting, there are people who are waiting for anything that will happen to plug into, intervene and control it. But the starting, they did not plan. They just saw it as an opportunity and avenue. Oh, there's a movement that has just started, and I think they can now sit down and start intervening with their funds, right? But that starting, that answer starting was not planned by anybody.
Forget the influencers. Forget the influencers. They no count. I'm not even talking about the influencers. They no count.
Those who intervened, no, you are mixing it up. Those who intervened with funds came in later. The movement started as a genuine reaction to the killing of a particular man's son in Delta. That man that was crying.
Let me be clear,
his son's death will not vain and all that. You understand?
Let me be clear. Let me be clear, Sheung. I not talk say, of course, there is a reason for everything, right? The injustice was there and all that kind of thing. I won't take that out. You understand? But I am telling you, some individuals, politicians involved, individuals actually sat down.
Of course, we later. I know what you're talking about. It was later. I know when the the old YPP thing came in, when they were trying to I know those who organized that.
Even Arab Spring was not spontaneous. Even Arab Spring was not spontaneous. Arab Spring.
I coordinated Ota in Ogun State. I'm telling you, we understand. When Flutterwave, hold on. You are speaking your own angle. I'm talking my own angle.
All right.
When Flutterwave came in and started sponsoring some people, I understand the angles they were sponsoring. They started sponsoring some. But those of us who started genuinely, who were on the field, who were mobilizing, it was nobody, and it is not the first. Yes, I would say that NSAS actually became big when those people who intervened with fund came in. We understand that one. But would you say every other movement that we have done in the past, every other activism that we have done, we are also sponsored? It's spontaneous.
Like what?
It just started as a matter of genuine. Like which? They were not popular because they were not funded. They were not popular because they were not necessarily funded, or there were no interventions with funds. Let's take it back. Look at the revolutionary show started. Who sponsored it?
One more go there. Me say I don't talk to Shewure on one platform, one-on-one. I don't ask some kind of question.
Yeah.
See,
good.
I ask Shewure some kind of question. No, see, I asked Shewure some kind of question on the Damage platform. I asked him about all the foreign and another. He not deny him, but he tried to play it up. So Shehu, now let's even go back to the big one, Arab Spring. People believe say, oh, now person set himself on fire, everything start. No, nothing they happen spontaneously. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank. It know they happen like that. In this world that we live in, Mbanu. If they get foundation before it spring to the surface and every other activity will join. No,
All right,
I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Let's
You
take
know
it
why
as
I
saying
not go
that
mention him?
assumption.
You know why I not go mention him?
Because
You know why I don't want to mention him?
when me get part of people will start something, you can't tell me say some people sit down plan my effort.
Let's check no vex. Just let
Shegun,
I know. Okay.
Shegun.
Ovi,
You know why I not
Ovi.
go mention him? Because the election is still in progress. NSAS is still in progress. You might not
My
agree
brother.
or admit it. NSAS is still in progress.
My brother.
Just wait after the election.
My
Maybe
brother.
a lot of
My
people
brother.
will unveil.
Shegun, do
My brother.
you know what's
Do you know
frustrating?
do you know do you,
I dey follow
do you know
Shegun now. I
so
know when Shegun starting
do you
platform
know
now. Be
Sega?
your
Sorry,
fan.
sir.
Not be today I dey follow you, Shegun.
I just want him one question. Do you know Sega links? Do you know Sega?
Okay, yes.
Do you know Sega? You know Sega. Do you know when it started?
I've heard about it.
The
No, I don't really. I've
hashtag?
not really gone.
Do you know? You don't know when it started the NSAS hashtag? Okay, that's it. Just so I leave
The guy had
way
no. The
back.
guy put on the
Wait,
NSAS.
did you know? Sorry, did you also know that at a point when Sega noticed that already some intervention is pumping fund to change the narrative of the NSAS thing, he pulled out, dissociated himself from the NSAS. Did you know? Go and Google it. I am telling you, those you know sat down, those you know that sat down to start in fund to control it. Later came, they did not start it. They came in later. And with
okay,
Shegun, I be fan of your show. No be today they follow you. I know when you start. No be today they follow your show.
You only know what you know.
Sorry to cut you short, Shegun.
The
The kind of movement I'm talking about is the one that even the police and army, they will drop gun, join you for street, they protest. You see what I'm saying? Even the army will join the people on the street to protest. It's the kind of thing that I'm looking for in Nigeria, where even you have to go say, if I know, even say,
just like in where what's this country that just happened that the AO citizen enters swimming pool and everything. What's it called again? This Sri Lanka. That's exactly what it was.
So we need a position where everybody will be so fed up that even your security stuff will join you on the street to protest. It's the only way, my guy.
That's Sri Lanka. That Sri Lanka, the elite over push their luck, and that's what backfire.
When that happens again, people will still sit down and sponsor it. Maybe we saw when such thing started. Of course, I remember Shore mentioned. Go into details when Shore started mobilizing people. Called Fouls the bad guy. Called say join run town at Lekki and start something there. If people say you go to so place and start something there, you go to. He started calling people up to say we will hold Abuja. It was when they saw that it's moving gradually that those people you are talking about started having their own meeting to intervene with the fund and control it. And I also remind you, it was people like Tony Lumelu and Co. I saw we saw the Zoom screenshots calling all these influencers to meeting to see how we can it again. All these things, Baba, don't just try to be manipulative. We know what you don't know.
Okay.
We know you know something. You are also trying to overload what you know. You don't know the starting. I only made you know.
Why do you think Buhari has the audacity to send military guys to go shoot people? Why?
The audacity.
Have you ever asked that question? Why it is the EHS carry gun go to shoot people? Why it is they happen?
We of course, he was afraid that he was going to lead somewhere.
That is the script. That's the narrative. Yes.
That was not the.
Of course, what you want me to talk?
Those who later started. Those who wanted to put fund into it later.
What do you want him to say? What do you want to make him talk? If you are the president, you will say the same thing. If you are the president, you will say the same thing.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of frustrated because I asked a question earlier.
How do
we come together? No, wait. How do we come together to face these people? I'm not getting. We're not getting anywhere. We're just going back.
Adani, another thing you need to understand is that there's poverty. Before you can tell people not to follow your own idea. You have to have something to actually augment that. That's another thing. Just like Obi say no, they give shishi. Before you tell people making no collect money, you must have something to say, okay, take this one, no go there. That's another thing. There's poverty in the land. How do we start deliberately putting our foot on ground and start empowering our own people first before they go even listen to you?
Just because
you have to put something on the table.
No. I'm saying this. Let me put it in a different way.
Okay, you are just blowing. You are just going.
Yeah, because I'm like, forget poverty for a second. Hold on.
That thing when they talk, no go happen overnight. Now that's what I'm saying.
Let you talk now. Wait, I'm saying that there comes a point in the life of people that even bribing them will be difficult, and they will just do the right thing, even though they are poor. They will ignore that money. It's happening in different countries now. Where
like which country? Like which country?
No. So look at the case of what's the name of this country in South America? What people were going against the government to the point where the government could not control them anymore because they were so poor and they got tired of the government. I'm saying that the kind of change we need in Nigeria has to be to the point where money cannot buy people anymore, cannot buy people's conscience, even though they are poor, but they will still do the right thing because they need that country. What I'm saying. But money, I'm saying to the point where money will not matter anymore, and people will just do the right thing because it's right to do.
Let me say this, Mr. Ajani, with all due respect to you.
Nigeria,
I understand that those who are abroad, they look at it in the ideal sense. Those of us who are here. And this is unfortunately it will take us back to NSAS. Did you know that NSAS was botched through poor people that were paid and mobilized? It happens everywhere. Even for instance, look at the Nnamdi Kanu's trial in court. The moment they notice that it will be a crime against if you are able to identify that it is the state that is committing the crime, they do not like it. So they start poor people to go and attack genuine protesters. As far as poverty is a constant, it will be difficult to withdraw money from the equation table. It's very difficult, and we must be realistic.
So what do we do then?
Ajani,
what do we
you need to also put in northern space. You need to also put the northern space into consideration because all these plans we plan, we know they ever think about the other side of the island.
It is still the poverty. That is, in fact, when I talk poverty, I'm even emphatic about North because that is where it's even more common. Or if there's only love escaped.
So there's no hope.
I'll be a dope boy, yo.
No, there's no hope there. No, there's no hope there now. Let's be honest now. There's no hope there now.
I'll be a dope boy.
Just say it. There's no hope. Let me
just understand one thing. Let me just make you understand one thing, Ovie. That we don't necessarily have to have everybody on board. If you have
majority,
if you have a handful who are committed and ready for it, we can kickstart it, and the rest and others will join. If you are waiting until everybody is ready, we will not do anything.
No, there's nothing like everybody. There's nothing like everybody. That's like, yes, the handful can start.
So when you say the North,
no, the handful can start something. Go ahead.
When you are saying we should factor the North in, I want to hope that you are in the context that we want to start going straight in the North and bringing them on board. No, let me tell you, you are right observed. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. Like what Shore is doing. Today, it may be only 2 people in Nasarawa against into his movement. Tomorrow, it may be only people in Yobe or Taraba. Next tomorrow, they are looking so tiny, but he is touching their mind one by one. He understands it's not going to be overnight, like you rightly said. But he's doing it gradually. At least somebody has started something.
You know,
and
you know why
he's not campaigning to them. He's not necessarily campaigning to them. He's indoctrinating them. He's not campaigning to them. I want to be president. He's indoctrinating them. So,
You know
however,
why Shewore own?
no, see, start your own, leave your own. Because
No,
if you
you
want
know
to
why
run your
Shewore
own,
get
you
killed?
give fault
No,
in
no,
it.
no, no. You know why Shewore get killed? I don't confront him. You know why I get killed?
Start your own when you go get killed. Start your own when you go get
Listen
killed.
now. Let me say something. You know why? Because it has a foreign dimension to it. And I asked him, he hasn't denied it. He just played it off. There's a foreign perspective to that.
VA, come out.
And if
I've been asking you. You come up with the solution. Let's hear what you have to fix. Forget about. Tell me how
Don't
do we solve
mind
this
Obi.
problem?
Obi it's just being
Stop
cocky.
all this
Africa,
just come up with your own.
are you tired
Hey,
already? Afo,
good morning, my bros.
are you guys African Wala? Wait till you see to this thing.
Baba, first of all, I did very happy to talk to you, man. Shegun, man. I've been following you for years now,
My
man.
pleasure, my
And
pleasure.
I appreciate, I swear, I appreciate how calm, how professional, how objective you are. Like, I don't have to agree with everything that you say, but you're so calm. Bro, I really appreciate you, man. I respect you a lot, man. And congratulations on your
Thank you so
wedding.
much.
Thank you for your
Thank you so much.
humanitarian works. That guy that you bought that tricycle for, man, bro, salute to you, man. Like, you're a real man, man.
Thank you so
People
much. I
like you are
appreciate
the real philanthropists. You know, you're the real guys that have good hearts. With your limited resources, you do what you can to help people in the
But thanks to
society. You're
people,
the
yeah,
real people that people need
supported,
to
you
be
know.
listening to.
Yeah, but people support. I wasn't able to do it alone, you know. But I'm just happy that whenever I put it out that we need to support social person, people respond to the support and we are able to do it. Who I be? Waiting I get happy
Man,
form. So
Baba, Baba, the
I extend
intellect
the
that you
appreciation to
bring,
a lot of
man.
people who support us. Thank you
Man,
so
thank you,
much.
man.
Wahala,
Thank you
please
so much, man.
give us solution, please. How do we navigate that poverty space to get the right to get people to come together? Give me. I need to know how we
Solution.
can navigate that poverty space and get people to support one movement, please. It's for
Okay,
The
let's
problem
do it
is,
this way.
see,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I personally, in my opinion, believe that it's a hopeless situation. Okay, and you don't have to agree with me, but it's a hopeless situation we find ourselves in. The best solution, which is very, very difficult, it's a long shot, but that is the best solution, which we all knows. A part of us knows this is to break up the
But
country.
we don't like to say it.
Period. But we don't like to say it. So when people, so you see, as far as we need to come together. I heard Ajani saying that, you know, when we all can be on the same level playing field, where poverty cannot be used to manipulate people. But in the north, where feudalism is still a huge factor in their cultural space, they don't give a damn about poverty. I'm talking about, bro, I grew up in the north. In the north, poor people, millions of them, are told every single day by their religious leaders and their traditional leaders, whom are paid by political leaders. These two religious and traditional leaders tell them that even though you are poor, poverty stricken, you have nothing in your lives. This is how you're supposed to be. This is how God created you. This is your caste in the society. The wealthy people are supposed to take care of you. Now, there are some other northerners that are also poverty stricken, no education, no enlightenment, that they don't listen to those traditional and political leaders anymore. They carry guns and they attack other poor people because that's their own form of protest. At the same time, in the South, we don't really have feudalism, but we are beginning to have feudalism because it's gotten through the northern part of the country. We all know that the northern part of Nigeria has no borders. We don't have to pretend like Sokoto, Kebbi, Borno, Jigawa, those international borders connecting Chad, Niger, and part of Cameroon. Borders don't exist there. So when you from the south, you're looking at an average Aboki, and you're just saying, nah, Buki. No, it's from Burkina Faso, bro. Because they have free entry. And it's not a bad thing for people to migrate for economic reasons, political instability. It's understandable. But
Absolutely.
when you migrate, yeah, and in your new areas that you find yourself in, you're bringing in terrorism, point blank and period. And I'm not saying we from southern part of Nigeria don't have terrorists amongst us, because we do. We have millions of us that are also terrorists. But at the same time, the current problem that we are facing in Nigeria that has made everybody awoken is the security. We've had poverty. We've all adjusted to living in poverty. No problem. But once that insecurity came in, now it's a new ball game that we have to deal with. And different people are looking for different solutions. Me, I respect anybody that has any solution. To the obedience, even though I'm not in support of OB, I respect them because they are trying to fight against that evil system. Tinubu and Atiku, they can go to hell as far as I'm concerned.
Well, can I ask you a question? That breakup, like you said, how can it be peaceful realistically? Like if we're going to break up that space, will it be a peaceful resolution or not?
I don't. I'll be honest.
Because like you said, I find it very hard to even say too that we should break up. But I know that's where we're heading to. But when we get there, will it be a peaceful? Will it be a peaceful dissolution, or will it be for a free for fight of war? We have bloodshed. Is what I'm asking you.
You know what? I can speak about the post broken up pieces of the country. Me, I'm from Yoruba land, so I can at least try and speak for myself. We from the southwest region of Nigeria, what would eventually happen? I'm not speaking about the process of breaking it up. I'm talking about after it has broken up. We are still going to have poverty. We're still going to have criminal politicians. We're still going to have criminal pastors and imams that will be indoctrinating the people. But we're not going to be completely hopeless. You know, what we have now as Nigerians is a hopeless people. Even people from Benin Republic and Togo that are poverty-stricken countries, they are not as hopeless as us Nigerians. Because we in Nigeria, we don't even know what we are doing. We're just all over the place. They at least, they have a standard that they are following, and they have a belief that maybe sometime in the future things will get better. But we don't even know what we are doing. If this OB movement, because
there was a point that Shegun also was on the fence. Because I've been following for years. There was a time Shegun was on the fence about the Yoruba nation, because he kept saying no, and he said, you know what, guys, you know what, let's even go for it. And I watched the show for that like a couple of hours, and they went for it. And that day I asked him a question in the chat, and I said, how will he deal with it being peaceful or being and he was also very cautious of that too. So I'm saying that to you, Wala. I have thought about that breakup myself. Okay, I have. And like you said, it's very hard for me to even talk about that process. Like you skipped it now. You just start to skip that process. But I'm saying that we need to talk about that process. I know it's very difficult for you to talk about, but you must discuss it. You have to discuss it, man. You have to.
Okay, you know what?
Exactly.
I think
this is what I proposed in the past. Maybe it's you're coming up for. I just want to throw. It's just a way of throw back. I'd said it before. The most peaceful process that I feel is accessible to us right now is political. You have to go political to split it without blood. And by going political, I mean we have to participate in politics. Let's organize politically. Whether by election, bringing in somebody we know can change the constitution and allow for referendum in it, or by protests that is focused on we want the constitutional change, whoever is there. Okay, if you can get somebody who will change who is interested in a restructured Nigeria into office, we at least the person whoever is there to boss and say this is what we want. We want a constitutional change. And then if we sustain it, we may just get it. So that's one step at a time. We are getting there. It's just unfortunate that each time we take one step forward, we take 5 steps backward at every election. One step forward in the sense that during NSAS, we all thought we were one, and that we were going to make a statement the next election. Until the election is approaching and everybody is looking for contract with politicians and the parties. Adovie, for instance, is somebody wanted me to ask him the other time whether he's been bankrolled to be speaking for. I don't want to believe so. Anyways, I'm just joking. You have so many Yoruba youths, for instance, who are saying is our turn and all that. So election is taking us steps backward after we thought we were taking it forward, doing NSAS and other things that brought us together. So we still need to sit again and look at which one can we really do, sustain it, and make sure. Let's not compare brutality again. It will always be there. After all, police is back now, searching people on the road, checking their phone, harassing and extorting people. Let's face political issues now. Picking one issue on the surface.
Before I forget, let me just go there. I know you don't want to go there, but I will go there now. You said political solution. I disagree with you. Do you know why? This is pretty much a tribal issue, and there cannot be a political solution to it. If one part of the country believes that they are controlling to somebody else and you want to break up, how can that be peaceful? How can they just let you go when you have the resources they need? So I'm saying is I don't buy this peaceful dissolution. It's going to be bloody. It's the reality, and you must discuss how to prepare yourself for it. Huh? What did you say?
I said the bloodshed already begun.
Yeah, but look at that in multiple folds now when it becomes official that we want to break away. Because it's going to be who controls the military, who controls those kind of weaponry.
No. What I'm saying is, for example, if you look at the Southeast in the last 2 years, the Nigerian military has deployed all its resources to kill those people like crazy. They've been killing them. They've been going to their houses, burning their houses, 150 houses burnt, 200 youths arrested, 100 killed, taken away to Suleja, locked up. So they've already started the killing with the Nigerians.
So pretty much, we're already going to the breakup, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the process has already begun. So, it could take as long as 5-10 years, but it has already begun.
You could take 10 years. No, let me explain. We have broken up, and I'll explain. Psychologically, a lot of us are no longer Nigerians.
Yeah.
But I mean, in our mindset, in our head, we are already tired of this country. We are only still bearing the name Nigeria because we still carry the passport, we still spend the currency. That's what we are still officially recognized as. We have already, succeeded from this country. It's just that the process of officially declaring and announcing it, since we do not have the military strength, can the Nigerian state by announcing a breakup, the only other alternative is to approach it politically. I've attempted it in the past. I've come back to tell you, nobody should attempt it again.
We don't have the numbers in the house. Like, who's going to pass any bill that will pass in the house?
That's why we said it's not going to be overnight. Except just kill everybody. If you want to kill everybody and start 60 years after.
I'm saying that I'm saying this is my point. No. This is my point. Like Wala now, I'm from the south as well. And when it comes to breaking up, I think we have more people in the south that want to break up than in the north. But they have the numbers in the House and the Senate in the north. So even if you go through political routes, you won't get the numbers to do what you're talking about. Legally, by the way. You won't get the numbers to get those votes. So where do and he said that
it's not going to be overnight.
It's not going to can't wait now until when?
You have to start with it. Let me say something. Nigerians are not truthful to themselves, and that's exactly why we are still here and regurgitating. We are not truthful to ourselves. I did since 2018. I said, since we are all looking for a self-rule, why not let's put all these energies into politics and start with our own people. Do you know what they said to me? They abused me on this one. It was then I decided to careful about that topic. Now those who were arming people in war, armed struggle, they were killed, they were maimed, they said it is Biafra or death, for instance. They said the north is the problem. But the moment Atiku chose Peter Obi as running mate, Atiku was no longer a northerner. Then after they lost, they resumed nation. Now that Peter Obi has come out, that agitation has subsided again. I don't know whether if they lose, they will resume again. So they are going forward and coming backwards. Instead of us to be sincere with what we want, since you know you can engage politically, now riding on the wave of Obi to organize politically again. The question is, will they sustain it instead of distracting themselves agitation and war again after election if they don't win? They should sustain it. Let's sustain it.
I have a response. So the problem there is that this new Obi movement, I'll be honest with you, even though I'm not in support of Obi personally, it's still a good thing. I don't support. I don't like any Nigerian. I don't like any Nigerian politician personally. To me, they all should be in prison.
Agree.
But the Obi movement, it's still against. It's still against
the Nigerian state.
Yes, it's still against
the Nigerian state.
The Satan. It's against Satan, basically.
Wow.
So,
Satan,
I'm telling
but what I'm saying
you,
is,
I'm looking for the worst words to describe this situation.
But the point is this. But the point is this, my brother. Again, is this: if they can organize like this, if they knew they could organize politically like this to make a statement politically, why not sustain it? Instead of after election,
let me give you the answer. Let me give you the answer. Let me give you a quick answer. Once Obi becomes big and they can't control him, they will release Nnamdi Kanu to counter him very soon. Once he becomes too big for them to control, they will release Nnamdi Kanu. You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. They know.
I know
that space very quick.
I know. The saying, but if that is where you now, if they now release Nnamdi Kanu to take the crowd away from Obi again, do you know what it would mean? They will be disconnected again. They will scatter again. I'm saying, why are they not sincere? Just organize one.
Let me give you a number.
No, Nnamdi Kanu will distract them.
Can I give you guys a number? I think you guys are beginning to misconstrue Obi supporters and Nnamdi Kanu's hardcore supporters. Trust me, Nnamdi Kanu's hardcore supporters, Biafran hardcore supporters, they don't give a damn about Peter Obi.
I agree with you.
There is a hybrid. You know, there is an overlap in the population. Those that support Peter Obi and those that support Kanu. There is that overlap where you find some of them in both groups. But the hardcore ones, they don't give a damn about Peter Obi. In fact, they're fighting against him because they don't see him as someone that supports their struggle. I mean, I support those people. You might think, oh, this guy is an extremist. No, I'm not. Nigeria is an extremist.
No, none of us is actually. I think
I'm telling you,
we are coming from that. Yeah, but this is it. How is it that the news, the recurring news about killing in the south is, how is it that suddenly when Peter Obi came up, it subsided? I'm not saying there are not still some people with Nnamdi Kanu, no. I'm not saying there are no hardcores with, of course, no. But we are saying, we are talking about, in psychology, when we say people are doing this, it doesn't mean there are no people on the extreme who are not joining. But we are at the majority. Why is it that the majority of the killing stopped? The majority of the sit at home stopped. Majority of all those stopped. Why?
No, the killings haven't stopped.
No, are you hearing it like every? Are you hearing it like every? No, are you hearing it like every day? Like it used to be the election period.
I read the news. I read the news 3 days ago.
Is it
150 houses by Nigerian army?
Now, before 3 days ago, when last did you hear it?
Yeah, okay. I see where you're coming from. I agree, and I agree with you. The news has reduced. It has reduced. Yeah, I agree with you.
The frequency has
But
Same thing with
reduced,
the
and
Yoruba
that is where
nation.
the majority
but
is.
that's my point. I'm saying that if Obi becomes very huge and they cannot, because African Wala, let me put this to you and see what you think real quick. Don't you find it very interesting that the so-called savior of the poor masses has support from the cabals like Obasanjo? Like, if you are truly for the people, OBJ should not, no, OBJ and IBB should not be your fans. It's my point. You should, if you are really for the people, I find it very troubling that the cabals, they love you. That is not
Mr. Ajani.
for.
Let me
I
tell
have a
you,
question for African Wahala.
you've just
I have a
explained the
question
reason
for
why
you.
I don't like Peter Obi. 1 second, brother, I'll come back. You've just explained the reason why I don't like Peter Obi. I saw Peter Obi taking pictures with Babangida, Obasanjo, calling Atiku. Oh, he's my elder. He's my mentor.
Yeah, like, really?
What's wrong with these Nigerians that are supporting this guy? I say so far no the tire unani. That's why I don't see. Listen, but you know they get.
The man was in the PDP 3 months ago now. The man was
They get very.
3 months ago.
The thing is that me as far as I'm concerned, those people that they call elder statesmen, all those names Babangida, Obasanjo and co, they all should be in prison for the rest of their life. That's how I see it. Okay, if it was in China, they would have been hung, death by hanging, so they would get in a country like China. All right, but because it's Nigeria, a joke, a lawless society, a place where criminals get to create laws and throw innocent people in jail, and nothing happens. That's why we have it that way. And then we human beings, we easily forget stuff. We love being led. We love being controlled. So you find people, they would support someone that is a career criminal, that the entire world knows that this guy is a career criminal. But yet millions of people support that individual, even in your family, your friends. And you are so tired. And you're just tired. You're like, bro, where do I even start from? Where do I begin this battle from? When even my own close friends and family. Yes,
so
sir.
African Wahala, I have a question for you.
My brother, me, I'm not a professional, man. I'm just an angry Nigerian. I'm not even a Nigerian. Me, I'm an angry Yoruba nation. I'm an angry Yoruba nation citizen. let's go, brother.
You say you stay for
no,
North.
Osas, you're not angry. Osas, you know the vex.
Because I did smile, Abi.
You know the vex, bro.
Where you stay for North? You say you don't stay for North before. Where you stay for North?
Ah, man.
It doesn't matter at this point because
it matters because what he say about the North is totally wrong. Wrong, 100%.
Which part of it?
I'm serious. I lived in Maiduguri. I've lived in Maiduguri. I've schooled in Maiduguri, so I know North. I can speak over 3 languages in the North.
Maiduguri is Kanuri land, bros. Maiduguri is Kanuri land. Maiduguri culturally is different.
We do not need controversy.
Go to the point. No, let's not argue back
just
and
make your
and the other thing is
people on the spot. Make your
no, it is not right. It is not. See, that's why the country did the way it did. When you come and speak so wrong information about the other side, how do we get it right?
Baba Maiduguri no be your same North as Kanu North.
Bro,
do you know that?
I don't stay for Seriki Yaki for Kanu. I stay for No Man's Land for Kanu. So I know I can tell you every state I live in Kanu. You don't have space. I'm still Nigerian. Now you state I never live for.
Ovie, do me a favor, please, if you can hear me. Ovie, hold on. Ovie, do me a favor. Your experience cannot be everybody's experience, especially with respect to where you stayed. Sorry, please. I'm running out of battery. I just want us to have it
wait
here.
Now, you Nigeria will be. We are all Nigerians here.
X number, please. I'm
listen, Shehu, we are on battery. Your platform is to look for a solution to the Nigerian problem. Am I right?
I don't have.
What is your platform for?
I have.
What is your platform?
The problem is it doesn't even lead. You see the problem. It doesn't even.
Baba, the man saying you don't get battery for.
I say I get 22% battery life. You still want me to speak for another 1 hour? I don't want people. I'm using battery here. It don't wear like today. They follow.
I'm a new sub to your channel. I'm a new sub to your channel. I say.
Thank you.
Sub to your channel. I got you, bro.
Man, thank you so much, brother. Man, I'll tell you what, man. On my channel, I was very, very angry. I started off talking about African problems, not just Nigerian problems, right? Because we have problems all over. From Museveni is killing them in Uganda Paul Biya is destroying them in Cameroon, all over the continent. That's how it is. So
saw
that's what I started
somewhere-
off with.
Somewhere Ovia was here. It was on a different channel talking about African having no borders and becoming one. I say at which point? With the kind
That's not going to happen. Forget it. I used to be one of the biggest Pan-Africanists. I would say, man, all
Yeah,
Africans should come together and be all brothers. But
we will have opportunity to take this conversation further some other time. But I think the take home right now is the way out. That is where we got to the point, and I don't want us to keep.
We don't know,
If
but
we
it's
do-
just
yes,
overplayed.
but we can put the point on the table, and all of us can go. I mean, it's an assignment for everybody.
Yeah, we come
We can
back
put-
home.
we don't want the
ban
bloody
nation
way
now.
out.
Ban nation now. Ṣé o padà wálé o? Padà
Yeah, that's
wálé.
it, man.
Okay,
Ban
Yoruba
nation
nation now. Okay, Yoruba nation now. How will you? How? Okay, it's just like when Sunday and I said, well, I think it should be gradual. If you come at it at once, they will come for you. You know, they will come for you. And since you don't want war, the approach has to continue.
There will
to
be
go
war.
slowly.
That's the point. They will still come for you regardless. Ṣẹ́gun. They will still come for you. Is the point.
You can go approach it politically. You can approach
How?
it politically, not war. Can you fight war, sir? Can you handle war? Do you control the
Listen,
military?
no. I'm speaking to the reality. Like, how would you fight that reality? Nobody would just peacefully break up a country that they are gaining from. You forget that
Okay.
there are also foreign interests in Nigeria as well. They
Let
are
me-
making money from Nigeria.
Now let me tell you, sir. One thing I know that will make, for instance, them not to be interested in the break of Nigeria. Let them cover oil tomorrow morning in the north.
But
Maybe
there's
they
no
have
oil
oil
yet.
now.
There-
They have
no,
oil now.
Okay, there's no oil yet.
There's
Okay,
oil,
so-
there's
where
oil
and
in
where?
the north now.
In what quantity?
And not in commercial quantity, sir, but
okay,
Let
there's
them
no oil, so
discover.
it's not
Let
there.
them discover the
But
oil
that
in
is
the
what
quantity
if.
that.
That is what if. Okay,
I'm
what-
telling you
what if
that
there's
there
no
are
oil in it?
instances. There are instances that everybody will agree that this thing should let everybody just be. It's about sustenance. They are
what about
sustaining
that?
Nigeria.
What about deforestation? Can I ask you that question, Shegun? And Ajani, anybody else? What
now,
about
too.
deforestation? Do you think that really affects, the way the north
Of course
is
it does.
rapidly deforested? Is that affect? Would that affect
Yeah,
their willingness?
but that
Why
yes,
not?
it does.
Of course.
But
Why
that
not?
has to do with the way the government deals with it. That's where government comes in to solve the problem without having people encroach your lands. You
Yeah,
can
but there's
have
no
those
government
in the
now.
north, but like let me give you a clear example. For instance, you can have your cow farms, whatever, and I from the north, I from the Yoruba land can supply you grass in the north without you coming down south to feed. That is government policies. If you don't have government to do all those kind
Okay,
of
I think
things,
we can continue this tomorrow, say by 12 noon, if everyone at that time.
all
And
right,
then,
I was really
I'm
enjoying
happy
this
that
conversation.
we both have our controversies around there. Yeah, but run on battery and my battery. If I don't close it, it will close by itself. There's no electricity. I'm running
Thank
on
you.
battery.
Thank you so much,
Thank you for
man.
having
Thank
us.
you for what you do.
Thank you
Thank you for having us, my brother.
So much. I appreciate it.
And nice meeting you guys too.
Thank you, Wala.
Akinyemi, a man who is looking to solve the housing crisis that we have in Nigeria by making affordable, sufficient homes. This kind of homes are becoming more and more popular, by the way, because they are efficient and they are environmentally friendly, and then it costs less to make them if you think about it in the long run. Anyway, before I tell you about the smart homes that he's building, let me tell you a little bit about his story. He's based in Canada right now, and he decided to build a house in Lagos, Nigeria, where upon making inquiries, the cost of building a house has increased significantly since he moved to Canada. So instead of using concrete brick throughout his construction, he substituted it with laterite, and he was able to save 30% of the construction cost. Laterite has a lot of advantages, by the way, including warming your home during the cold weather, cooling your home in the hot season. It's cheaper because it's readily available. It's everywhere in Nigeria. It has high clay content, which means it can hold more water. Laterite gives you better air quality. So if you build your house with laterite, you can breathe in better air quality. You can even recycle it. So if you build a house with laterite and you don't like it, you can break down the house and use the brick to build another house. And that's just to name a few of the advantages. But he didn't stop at building his personal house. He decided to make his house self-sufficient, off-grid, which means that he's not going to be dependent on the electricity from the Nigerian government. he's using solar power, and he's going to be using power generator, so there will be no noise, no air pollution. At the same time, he's not using the regular sockaway that everybody uses in Nigeria. He's disposing his own waste material by disposing it, and he's generating his own water. So once the house is completed, he doesn't need anything from the, and this is why they call this home self-sufficient, off-grid homes. That alone inspires me. The fact that he was able to find an alternative to just spending so much money on building a house, and the fact that he doesn't have to depend on the government, he made himself a self-sufficient house. That is the inspiration for me. But then he took it a step further. So after learning from his own experience, he wants to do the same for others, except that he wants to do it better. If you see the picture of the house, you may not be too impressed by the aesthetic, but he calls this the experimental house, because what he has decided to do is to now mass produce this kind of house for other people. In case anybody out there is interested in having a house that will be self-sufficient, he has bought acres of land in Lakwe beachfront in order to construct an off-grid estate. And what you guys are seeing is what he would be constructing. All these houses would not be using NEPA, and they will be constructed with laterite bricks. If anyone is interested, he's looking for 10 people, just 10 people to start out. The price starts at 34 million naira for 3 bedrooms. And you can pay in installments. There's a contract readily available, readily prepared, which you can share with your lawyer to know if that's a good deal or not. I mean, some people may feel like that's a lot of money, but it's a one-time payment that you no longer have to worry about electricity bill. You no longer have to worry about paying them to empty your sock away and stuff like that. It's a one-time payment that you know that from beginning to end, you know your house is complete and self-sufficient. Anyway, I asked him, by the way, I said, what if someone is interested right now and they decided to pay you, and along the way they decided they're no longer interested, they don't like what they're seeing? And he said to me that your money is refundable, as stated in the contract. He said he will give you back 95% of the money, and the remaining 5% is for administrative charges. He's using a system of interlocking bricks instead of the traditional style of construction. And this system results in a house that is 10 times stronger than traditionally built house, and also more terminally efficient. Each home would have its own fire system and will be conveniently located by a fire hydrant in order to make it easier for fire crews to help just in case of an emergency. We'll be building common areas that will have a gym, a playground, swimming pool, ball courts, grocery stores, and so on and so forth. And more importantly, the houses in his estate will reduce global warming and human carbon footprint. So guys, if you're interested, please check him out. This is his website.